nowadays, that shit don't pay off. I need a 30 for 30, I'm hooping like Boogie, but now I'm play ball. I need a 30 for 30, I'm hooping like Boogie, but now I'm play ball. Do this shit for the hood, cause that's where I came from. Mama told me be humble, I told her nowadays, that shit don't pay off. I need a 30 for 30, I'm hooping like Boogie, but now.
What's up, folks? Here live on another episode of Red Clothes Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Boogie 215. Got my co-host Frex with me. Today, we got an honorable guest, Maurice Watson Jr. What's up, my guy?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
No,
What's up, Frex?
No, I got to give you the good introduction right here, man. From Boys Latin Charter High School in Philadelphia. Game high 43 points. 2,356 points in high school, more points than Wilt Chamberlain. Boston University, Creighton University, 4.1 points per game, led the team in scoring and assists with 6.5 points a game. Led the Big East in assists with 229 assists total. Second most in school history. Second most points in the season behind Doug McDermott. Boston U, four-time American East Rookie of the Week. Yeah, I ain't even done. Boy, accolades is crazy. American East All Rookie third team. American East All Rookie team. Bob Cousy Point Guard of the Year watch. John Wooden Award preseason watch. Top 50, top 25. Preseason All Big East first team. Senior Class Award. Top 30. That Leadership Award. 6-year pro. You got my boy Doo-Wop in the building. What's up, Doo-Wop?
The Whoppinator.
That was this. I want to say this is the second podcast I ever done. Mm-hmm. But I think that was one of the best introductions I done had. Yeah,
I get that.
I don't think nobody really going to tap it. Like 2 or 3. They gonna
bro, I ain't gonna lie. But it was more. I had to chill.
So like I said before, it was some things in there that I didn't even know about myself. So that's why I'm saying you just filled me in on something.
No, bro. I don't think in our city we a lot of people even know that in our city. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna say like the people that's in management and do those type of things and they know that type of stuff. They look at that type of stuff. But I'm talking about like us as hoopers, we still the same person we was. You know what I'm saying? Our game just got better. We didn't care about the game.
Yeah, like we was, and I talk about this with like the young kids. Is
facts.
We didn't have like the social media and cameras. Like I mean, we might have been in the beginning stages of like. Yeah, we was there sidekicks and
YouTube videos and stuff like
that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we was on like
actually be live with it. No, we always had
right to where you had a game and the stats was there for you. You know the things were there for you. I remember
we like newspaper era. We the newspaper era.
So we got I remember I had a sheet with each team game and it all my stats. You know, and from that time
it's going like this on the sheet though, diagonal.
Yeah, and points, assists, rebounds. So. And this helps me now that I'm a pro is that I had to manage like if I'm okay, I know how many points I had, how many assists and rebounds. I'm tracking it through the whole game. So now I'm in tune with the game to where even as a pro, I'm like, okay, I only got 6 points right now. I need to do this. I only got 3 assists right now. I need to do this. But it comes from that time of having to remember on your own, not going in the gym and pulling the camera out, the phone out the first time that you go in there. You know, we ain't have that. So to have you break some stuff down like that, it's like I did that. You know, it was one of them type situations.
I miss one accolade on your intro, man. That's my bad too. I hope my folks that listen they forgive me. I meant to say 1-time Rumph MVP, 2-time champion, back to back. Come on, we can't forget that. Can't forget that. We're gonna tap into that though. Let me ask you the first question though, man. I know I'm gonna be Frex to the punch with this one though. How you get the name Doo-Wop?
Yo.
That was actually like a crazy story. Anybody who know me and all the smart guards from the city, you know, AI was our favorite player. The reason we picked up the ball.
Facts.
And I remember it was June 22nd, 2005. We went. I remember at 63rd and Cobbs Creek, they had that little picnic every year. I think it was called the Clicknick. And my dad took me and my 2 brothers down there. And, you know, we was like throwing catch. We was like just playing catch with the football. And the AI pulled up in the Bentley, got out. You feel me? Like, so we went over to him. We tried to get him to play catch with us. And he was like, nah, I ain't, I'm just chilling for the week or whatever. I mean, for the day. So after a while, he started throwing the football with us. So you know me, I'm treating like it's an NFL tryout. You feel me? I'm catching every ball he throw. You feel me? Like I'm bumping everybody out the way. So I'm thinking after like, hour or two, I'm just like, yo, can you come down the court while I just play one-on-one? So it was me and Rasheem Dorn. I know you remember Sheen.
Yeah, Sheen Dorn.
Yeah, Rasheem Dorn, one of them. So we go down. Yeah, yep.
Sheen Dorn.
That's my man. Right?
Shout out Sheen.
So, we go down and we finally convinced him to go down and he just watched us play one-on-one. But it was really like, it was packed. The whole park was packed. We could only move inside the paint and outside the paint. So we playing one-on-one and I won the first game and he lost the second. No, he won the second one. So now I'm embarrassed. I lost in front of AI. I'm crying, whatever. So he put me in his Bentley. Me and my brothers, we go to Bentley. We go to Fridays. And he like, yo, you remind me of a shorty doo-wop. Like, you just bad. Like, you bad. You tough. You physical. But you remind me of a shorty doo-wop. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't even know what that was. I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks later, we go to a Sixers game. And you know how we used to do back in the day. We used to get our seats up high. And we say we had a family member down at the bottom section. So, let me go get my mom real quick. So I go down at halftime. And I yell his name. And when he look at me, he like, doo-wop, how you get down this low? Something he said. But when he called me doo-wop, I'm like, okay. Nobody can call me nothing else. I don't want to be called Maurice. I don't want to be called nothing. Doo-wop, that's my name. So I'm just like, my favorite player gave me that nickname. And it was just a crazy experience how it happened, just being able to hoop in front of him. But then 2 weeks later, him remembering who I was. After that, him remembering who I was. And it was just something that I will always hold on to. I always cherish that. So, like, to do, like, people just say WAP now for short, but, like, just hearing that all the time, it gives me confidence, motivation or whatever. Having a nickname that was given me by him, and then it's sticking for this long, it was, something that I really, it's something that I really hold on to. And, I tried to get the announcers in college to call me WAP, because I don't like Mo.
Yeah,
I don't really
Mo Watson's for 3.
Yeah, I don't really like it. So I'm like, can you call me WAP? And they like, it's not professional or whatever. But I did do an interview at Creighton where I was able to tell that same story. So eventually I did get it out. But, that's where that started.
That's tough. I never knew the background of that. That's tough.
Yeah, I remember the day.
I'm like, that's tough.
Like, it's some stuff in life that people can't take from you. That's,
So
that's one of the ones.
Like, if you see him today, do he remember, like, do y'all talk about that? Did you ever talk to him about that? Like, you gave him,
I did, because I saw him again. He invited us to a run at Gustine Lake. And I went down there, he didn't play, but he would just call me doo-wop, you know what I mean? And then I remember he lived close to Jay Wright. Before that Villanova house went bankrupt. I think he went bankrupt and got rid of that crib or whatever.
Okay.
I used to go to Jay Wright's house all the time because I was really close with Taylor, his son. Just from when we, Paul, shout out on P. We always was going to Nova for workouts. Right. So I got really close with Jay and his son, and AI lived close, So I would see him. And then through Miles, you remember Miles Overton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Miles.
That's my man. Yeah, so he was really cool with the sister. He was cool with Tiana, with his daughter, I mean. So this was back like the Uvu days when everybody was on Uvu, you remember them days? Yeah.
Our age, Sean, for real.
About 20 people on the cam, something like that. And I ended up getting cool with his son also. So just when I'd be on like FaceTime with them, he would get in the camera. He remember who I was all the time. He might need like a little reminder after all these years, but he will always remember. So
that's tough.
But the last time I seen him, I didn't talk to him because I was embarrassed at the time. Because he came to the Rumph game.
We was down a dub.
And Brunson was cooking us.
We're going to talk about that. We talked about that last year. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that.
I didn't want to go say hi to him. Like,
no, wait for that one,
bro.
Wait for that one. Let's get into your high school career, bro. Let's talk about out of all the schools, Boys Lab. I'm pretty sure you could have went anywhere in Philadelphia you wanted to. You chose Boys Lab. And you put it on the map too.
So initially, I wanted to go to Carroll. That was the school. I took the entry exam. And it's crazy how this works because I always used to watch DJ. I used to watch DJ Irving all the time. But,
Shout out DJ
DJ
Irving in
Wani.
Miami. Shout out him. Yep.
Yeah,
Shout out
so,
them.
DJ, he's been like a mentor to me since I went to college. But when I wanted to go to Carroll, he was there. And then, Wanye was there. And, you're not playing over them two back in the day because, Bro, Wani was one of them ones. They was coming off a state chip, I think. I think they had beat Newman in the chip.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan was they wanted me to play JV the first 2 years. And then come up to play varsity the last 2. And I got that from a lot of places. Newman, Carroll.
Why you think it's that, though? Because your height?
Because I was small. I was small. And I was coming from I went to Beverly Hills Middle School. For my second year, 8th grade. For those who don't know, I went to Upper Marion, King of Prussia, for 7th and 8th grade. And then I was, at the end of me graduating to go to high school the first time, I was only 4'9". Like, I wasn't tall enough. Yeah, I was only 4'9". And my dad was like, you too short to go to high school. Like, you in the class with Joey and Jabril and Trey Burke. All these dudes that we played with, they were just growing. Everybody was getting taller, and I wasn't. So, I fought with my dad for this, but I ended up reclassifying and coming back to school in Upper Darby. I went to Beverly Hills, and then I didn't do no AAU that year. But when I came back, I was 5'5", by my freshman year, 5'5". So, my dad was like, "How about you just come here?" The school had only been open for a year. He said, "Come here. If you don't like it for the first year, then you go to Carroll for your sophomore year." And the first year, it kind of just went off. It just took off. It was tough. It was all boys. We didn't have a gym, so it was just me and my dad trying to thug it out.
Y'all using that y'all using the rec league, right? The rec center, right?
Yeah. So we started off using Christie.
Okay.
But it's a lot of danger around there. It's always shootings and stuff like that. So we ended up going to Shepherd, which is on 56 in Haverford.
Yeah, right.
Ironically, the same gym that Wilt played in. And, we always talked about how it would be a lot of pressure with a father-son duo. My first year, I averaged 25, and I scored 500 points. And it was like, okay, this may be where we need to stay. I had a 4.0 GPA. So I was getting recruited as a freshman by Penn, Harvard, Princeton. So my goal was to try to go to Ivy League school at that point.
Right.
And then as we started to mix AAU in, we had been playing AAU, but we was always just running through everybody with the teams that we had.
Yeah, loaded.
But high school was that first time that I was on my own, right? Like I didn't have the stars because we didn't take transfers. So if you didn't come in through the 8th grade, then then you couldn't get in. Like, we tried to get Quan Newton, but the school didn't want to do transfers. But Quan Newton was supposed to come to BL before he went to Newman. It was a couple of players that was supposed to come to Boys Latin first. But then, just with with the high school career, it became about scoring for me. It was about getting my mid-range down. I didn't shoot many threes. Get my mid-range down. But then I also had players that, like I said, they weren't that, they were good, but I had to learn how to play with a team that wasn't so stacked. Like I didn't have Devin Coleman. I didn't have Mike Gilchrist. I didn't have Jabril. Like I didn't have Lamont, all these big-time stars. And then I think my last year was me, Emil, Savon, Karan. Like it was so many dudes on my teams that I didn't have to do much. So this was the first time that the ball was put in my hands. And then I had to make it work with what I had, and it ended up being just the best thing for me because there was no girls there for distractions in school. School and basketball was the main focus for me. And so I ended up averaging 20, every year I averaged 20. I think I scored 1,000 points as a sophomore. And then after that, it changed, to winning, to trying to win, So my junior year, we started winning, and I think we lost to Newman in the Final Four of the States. And then my senior year, I told myself, there's no way I'm going to go to college. Like I'm talking to coaches now, low majors, mid majors, and they always want to know how many assists do I have? How many assists am I getting? Are we winning? So now I'm starting to, tell my dad, who till this day wants me to shoot every time I get the ball. But I'm like, I can't go to college and be a scorer. I just can't,
Yeah.
I have to try to pass the ball. So back then I started to really watch CP3.
Somebody at the door. Somebody at the door. I got you.
And I think what made me want to go and be like CP3 was my my senior year. I got invited to his camp. And I got invited off of the strength that I was cool with one of the media guys. Like, I don't even think they invited me, but I was really cool with Paul Biancardi at the time. And that first year I went to CP3 camp was at the high school. They had Aaron Kraft, DJ Cooper, Deontay Weber, CJ McCollum. It was Oladipo was my roommate. Like it was everyone's in the NBA now.
I was about to say,
everybody. Yeah. But then I was just coming off the high. Like I had just broke Wilt's record against PET at Ben Franklin. I think I had 40 that game too. Like I had 40 one game each year. I mean, I didn't win as much as I wanted to in high school, but for what we did for Boys Latin, it's something that I take pride in because it's something that I started. It was something that I can say I had a direct hand in forming something and building something that today is still going.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the traditional route that everyone else took. It was another year, 8th grade, and then going to play for my dad, and then going to an all-boys school where there I learned discipline. You had to wear a uniform. You had to wear a tie. If you didn't have your tie, they were sending you back home. So my dad was also the disciplinarian at the school. So.
Oh wow, you got to yeah.
It was tough for me. It was tough for me.
You had a full circle.
Right, but then it was also tough to maneuver because my dad would suspend people, give people detentions, and they couldn't get to him. So it was so many people who wanted to fight me, who wanted to try to pick on me. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even go home on my own. I had to wait for my dad to go home just to make sure that there was nothing that happened. Some threats I used to get, So that was honestly tough to maneuver that, but I think it was something that was done for history and something I'm really proud of.
Oh, I'm trying to think of what's the boy name that played Lonnie Young, but y'all played together. He played on the Greens. Who was who else? Huh?
So my guards when I was there was Yamir was one.
Yeah. I couldn't think of his real name. That's exactly who it was.
I didn't know he was even still hooping.
Listen, Lonnie Young, they did not know how good he was. And mind you, because when he doing whatever drug he's preference, what I'm saying? We're not knocking it, whatever like that. So when he finally put a jersey on, everybody arguing like, oh, you not shit, this, that, and third. He like, what? Y'all better check my record. Like, I went to Boys Latin. Like, I came up with WAP. Like, and everybody started to look like, wait, you was? And I'm like, whole time, y'all don't even remember when he came up. Like, y'all don't even remember.
He was a killer. When I say, what, 5'6"?
Yeah.
If that, I'm about to say he's not that.
He's probably like 5'5", 5'6".
But the heart of a lion. I mean, it was him who formed the identity of the team. If I have to say.
Okay.
I mean, because he came in and me, I was always, and it's something I'm honest about with myself. I was always sheltered. My dad grew up in the streets, so I was always sheltered and protected. I don't have like old heads, like from the streets. I don't know. Like some areas I go in, I'm oblivious to if it's dangerous or not because I don't know. Right. But Yamir came in with this gritty, get it from the mud type of attitude, and we embraced that. We embraced that as a team. We had some guys who weren't that good, but because they had some dog in there, we would get in fights in practice. Yamir would be screaming, making sure we playing hard defense. Like, for me back then, I was just like, okay, as long as I get my numbers, if I get my 25 and my 7, my 25 and my 6, then I'm cool. My name is in the paper and my numbers, like I'm rushing to Ted Solari after every game. But I
remember them
think it
days.
was
I remember them
well, in the
days.
paper getting right to the back, but it
Remember
was
them days.
Yamir who really like put that, he really put like the time in, to really give us that dog. And he was really he was such a good player, but he was just, he was just small. And I don't think that he had the support from the family that really pushed him
Go
to keep
further.
playing ball. Yeah, afterwards, and that's life. I mean, everybody has their own paths, but I appreciate. I actually was in the gym with him before I left out this time, and he just wanted to do a workout with me. But it was cool for and we hadn't talked in a minute, but we've been talking more often. But he's probably one of the top. I would say top 5 favorite teammates I've had to this day. To this day.
Look, that was one of my questions too.
Go
That's
ahead.
big.
Go finish asking the rest of them. Go ahead.
I'm still we still in your high school. How much? And I'm asking this because I know how much of an impact he was to people, and even to I'm gonna say girls, because when I had my run, he definitely gave me my insight. But one time for Mr. Gripper, how big of an impact was Mr. Gripper to you?
Um, I don't really know if I can really put it into words or just go into it without getting just super emotional. But like him and my dad grew up together in the streets, right? And he started the basketball program, and then my dad didn't want to do the streets anymore once I was born. So my dad was changing. So and if you know my dad, like my dad doesn't let me like he don't let me go to the barber shops with nobody. I don't get in the car with nobody. I can't stay at nobody's house. Like it was I can't go to this party. I can't do nothing. Like he didn't let me do anything that nobody else was doing. It was like, I'm gonna cut your hair. I'm gonna take you here. I'm driving and picking you up. But Paul was the only other person I would say that I was able to go to their house. Like I would stay at Paul's house for weeks. Paul would have no money, and he would make sure that we had food. He'd make sure we had shoes. Like he was just one of the biggest influences on my life in terms of attitude, hard work. Like he showed us what it was like to be competitive. I know this wasn't legal back then, but I remember we was in the nationals and he was like, listen, $25 a steal. Listen, $25 a steal, $20 a rebound. Listen to me. $10 a 3-pointer. Like we lost in the championship one year, and this was the year. Like I had 9 steals in one game. Like that's when the 2-2-1 Kentucky press really got famous. He was giving us bread every game in the Nationals. $20 a steal. So but he put me on that stage for the first time. Like I was playing for a Nike sponsored team, a Jordan sponsored team, an Adidas sponsored team, a Reebok sponsored team. And because my dad didn't let me out as much, I didn't have the we want him on our team like I would have now, I would say.
Yeah.
So, I played for the B team. Like Paul was the A team. I didn't get any time on the A team. Like I didn't play. But the B team was my dad's team, and I played for them. But I would go and I would get the sneakers, I would get the gear, I would get the travel for free. But him always driving to where I was, always being very unapologetic about his attitude and about the thing that he said. And he rubbed you the wrong way, but his heart was so big. We lost him, way before his time. But his impact that he had, I can never say anything bad about him. I was mad at him for majority of my life. I was mad at him because he always was saying like the craziest stuff to you. But if you took it out and really understood what he was saying, you know what I mean? Like his advice, like his mentorship. Him and my dad was a really good balance. And Joey was my best friend growing up, still is. So I was able to hang out with him all the time. My sister was really close with Ashley, so we were always just going over the house. And he took me to my first college, like, because my dad was a football guy, and he football and he boxed. He didn't do no basketball. So everything that I did growing up, we learned from Paul. So I have to give him like, it's very emotional, for me, because I feel like that's another dad that's my second dad. Like I would say that. And I really feel that way. He always would argue with people about me. He would go to war about me, make sure nobody ever disrespected me to my face or behind my back. You know what I mean? So in this day and age, you appreciate those people because you don't have the village structure anymore like you did when we were growing up. You
Yeah.
know, Paul could grip us up if we weren't doing what we were supposed to do.
Facts.
You know, so we were sort of that last generation of going through that. So to have him and then seeing now how the young kids could use someone like him, it just makes me appreciate him, more and more. So, shout out to
Shout out to all, man. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
I had to touch bases on that
but do you know?
I've listened to a lot of people's interviews and stuff, and I feel like I'm big on giving people their flowers, and especially those people don't get their flowers often enough.
Facts.
Well, let's do fact check. Majority of the players that's come from Philly started out at the YMCA. They either started out with Paul or Joe Bradley. Y'all remember X? Big X. So everyone that has made money as a pro, like Coach Paul can say, yo, they came through this program, or at some point they play. John Hurnett is one of the ones too that produced a lot of pros. But a lot of people have played for Paul or come to the runs and So I definitely need his flowers for how he impacted and how everybody came through that, and got that tutelage at some point from him.
All right. Got a couple questions. I want to know because you were speaking on the sneakers and the gear and everything like that. Like nowadays, like the kids is getting these NIL deals, these NIL brands, fresh from high school, no college. Some people not even leaving college now. They staying in college extra years because the money good.
Because the money good. Yep.
So how you?
Wait! Don't skip the NIL deal yet.
All that's the same. I'm on a question.
Oh,
all that definitely.
How you feeling about? How you feel about the high school players and college players getting in there?
So I'm 100% for them getting paid for this. Like I'm 100% for it, but I'm not into them getting it without the education behind it. Like right now, it's a lot of kids getting this money. Like they're getting this money, and they're just saying, "Hey, take this," right? And then they don't know about taxes. They don't know about like even me right now. I'm talking to my financial advisor. I'm trying to get in a financial advisor for the first time at this age. There are things that they don't teach us about money. These kids are just getting money and they thinking, okay, I got to spend it on this, spend it on that. I'm untouchable. So like my first part is there's no education behind it. And the second part is I feel like it takes the work ethic away. You could already have it, and now they make everything based off money, right? But like you working hard is what got you the money. Now kids aren't going to certain schools that may be the best school for them, but they don't have enough money. Now the transfer portal is going to be crazier. Now all this stuff is happening, but I think it's definitely good for you to get paid for it because it's not even a tenth of what everyone else is getting off you.
It's a fact.
And people come from tough backgrounds. People come from tough, situations. Not that it's any of our business. If you have a name, an image, and likeness, and I'm using it, I don't care if it's only for $2. You need to get some of that because I'm using your name. Maybe even your name is not on this jersey, but we all know who number one is for this school.
Facts.
Those are the things. So I'm a big fan of the NIL. I have a, like my sister-in-law is, she goes to Notre Dame, and you see the NIL stuff going. I wish it was better for girls. Like I wish that they treated girls equally as boys, even though I know the viewership isn't the same in this business. But this NIL is a really good thing for the young kids growing up because you can take care of your family in high school. You can take care of yourself in high school. You can maybe pay for some workouts that you weren't able to have before with some, with certain trainers. But I just don't want people to move for the money. Like the money will be there. Like the money will come, and also like don't sell your soul for it. Don't do things you don't believe in. Don't go to because all money not good money.
Facts. Like I realized that. Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's education behind it, and I understand it's a lot of tough situations. It's a lot of tough for families, and parents don't always see because they want to live through their kids. But it's okay to turn some stuff down now. Like I remember when I was playing for Team Philly my last year, me and Brandon Taylor got offered 75,000 each to go to Texas Tech, right? And they was going to make our AAU coach a coach on the staff. And this is back in 2012, so it wasn't even really crazy yet. But I was so scared of people finding out that I took this money, that I didn't take it, But I know that people have always been getting paid, for this. But I like that it's open now. I like that it's in the, it's in the public. I like that people are benefiting off of their name, because what else do you have in this world? Really, you have your name, you have your reputation, you have your legacy, but it's all about your name.
Name is
Like
your
when I
name,
hear
bro.
your name, but when I hear your name, then my brain opens up about all your characteristics, all the stuff you've been through. Because if you just say, "Oh yeah, the boy that went there and he had he did this, they had the podcast, he did camps," I'm like, who?
Right.
But when your name comes up, now everything is
Everything
is
resonates. I
attached to
got
your
you.
name.
Got you.
Exactly.
I got you.
So that's where I'm at with it. I think it needs to be more structure to it.
Yeah, I think
the old
I
heads
think
gonna
it'll
start
get there.
hating on it.
Yeah, I think it'll get there through time. Like I'm saying, even like what my folks with AT, like we started off, but I think like it's a new space for everybody. So I think it's like over time it'll get a grips on it.
Okay, so
It'll come to
so
grips.
now that you're dealing with it, how are you deciding? Because it's something that I want to know.
Yeah.
How are you deciding which kids are worth that? Like
So
whether it's a merch deal, whether it's
yeah.
any kind of deal. You got a million kids, you got good kids. How are you deciding who you want
I
to rep
go
your brand?
I go off character. So it's like I'm thinking about it like how Nike would brand somebody, how Jordan would brand somebody. You know what I'm saying? Also about the company you keep as well. It's like, we've been doing the NBA stuff, doing them background checks and everything like that. So
Okay.
it's the same entity. It's like you don't want to invest. I don't care if it's $10, $20 in somebody. At the end of the day, like they not a humble kid. The work ethic is trash. And it's like you go around asking questions. That's how they did investigations on us. We go ask the teachers. I go ask the janitors, the person who opened the gym for them, the
Right.
coach, the people in the community who know them. Especially like if it's a kid that I'm bringing to the table that I want to sign, I'm doing that from the rip. I'm
You
doing that
doing that?
from Jump Street. Yeah. I'm even letting the kid know that I'm doing that. So you can't
Right.
fake the funk. I'm going to ask you the question. It's one thing about being honest. Like, hey, listen, I do have trouble. I want to know about your grades, everything, because you're repping the brand on and off the court. So if I need you to rep the brand and you fell and you can't even play, that's a
You
waste of
can't even
investment.
play.
It's a
That's
waste
a
of
waste.
investment. That's how I think about it. I think of it as our brand like a major corporation type thing. Like I'm not bringing nobody to the table because that's my homeboy's son or this and the third. Like it gotta back up. I gotta do my facts on you. I gotta go do my research on you. Like it's long story
I put
short.
my name on the line for you.
Yeah, like long story short, we had got Rodney Green's son. And
Highly, people calling
right,
me about him.
right.
Highly touted right now.
So how he was presented at first was like, hey, that's Rodney Green's son, Rodney, my man, blah, blah, blah. And the people and my man on the strength, we had to talk to him about it. He was like, yo, all right, well, you say he nice, I'm with it. I'm like, yo, that's Rodney Green's son and everything. But did you know that he this, that, and the third in his class? He this and the third. He about to play on the #1 team in Philly, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And the position he in, but I'm doing my research on all these kids. And he was like, nah. Because he was about to let the deal go, like, nah, I'm cool. But I'm like, nah, this is a kid that we need for our brand
Right.
to push it forward. So by me sitting it down and see, like, yo, I wasn't presented like that to him.
Right.
But if you present it like that to me, then that would make sense. So I'm thinking about
sense.
like a business. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
long story short, though, that's how I go about picking these kids out for sure.
So I know you're asking me questions, but this is something I'm interested in. I'm interested in.
Because of conversation, you good?
Yeah. So how you separate? So you separating because this is something that I have a problem. And we'll tap in when I get to my pro career part. It ties in, but having a business, right? But then you getting personally because when you doing this research with this kid, or even if you're having conversations with him before you offer him the deal or sign him or whatever, you gotta get to know him.
Yeah.
How do you keep the business side business and the personal? So, like just for example, like
I got a perfect example.
We got a relationship,
perfect example for you.
but it's okay. So I have a good relationship with my team over here, right?
Right.
But some of these teams in Europe, they don't pay on time, they don't pay late.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the business side say I need to get paid. The personal side is, y'all been treating me nice. How do you manage doing right by him personally, as a young kid when it may not even benefit you business wise until down the line?
I got something perfect for you right now. I'm happy you even tapped into that excellent question. So I got a kid down here in Columbus, Georgia. He go to UCF. Dog. I knew he was a dog from the first day I met him. Worked him out. Told me he was like, yo, this is one of the craziest workouts I had in a minute. His name Jalen Sellers. Okay. So I presented him to the brand as a kid I want to sign because right now, we got the Northeast territory. I'm the only one in the brand that's in the South. So I'm bringing other people. Like, yo, I'm telling you. But me, like, it's like I know talent. It's like I know talent. I know work ethic. I know this and the third, right? So for the longest, I was trying to get the paperwork together, everything together for him. But me and him had a relationship outside of business. And I let him know, like, listen, one thing about business, you just be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's all about honesty. All about honesty. Listen, I want to sign you, this and the third, but it's up to me and my partner. So for the longest, I was trying to get it done before the season started, right? Trying to get it way done before the season started. And one thing about me with everybody, I'm honest with everybody. I talked to his mom, I talked to him, we was on Zoom calls, everything. I have to let him know, like, this is a new space that I'm learning, you learning. We could do management. We could do a management deal. We can do a clothing line deal. However you want to do it, we can.
Like what you want.
Right. So he killed Kansas. He killed, and the crazy thing about it is, I told the people at the brand, if we don't sign him about time he played Kansas, we gonna lose him.
That's what you said to him.
God's honest truth. If we don't sign him by the time he played Kansas, we going to lose him, right? The day after he played Kansas, he had 18, he shoot 60-some%, all that. I texted him probably 2 weeks prior. I texted him 2 weeks prior. I'm still working on it, but I know business. Like, if you still my youngin', you feel me? You still my youngin', regardless of which way you go.
I'm tapping in with you. Right.
Listen, but I'm letting you know this. So after he hit Kansas, he killed Kansas, bro. He signed to another management. He signed to a whole nother NIL personal representation and everything. Was I hurt? I was hurt by the brand more than anything. But my man told me, I messed that up. I messed that up. My bad, Rob. I messed that up.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? But me and his relationship good. It happens like that in business. All our relationships are still good because I don't take nothing. Like I say, it's a new space. So I go to him. I text him. I say, "Yeah, call me when you get a chance." Jalen called me. Listen, bro. Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
I feel like that'll save a lot of business relationships.
Outside of the business, you did what you felt like we had to do what was best for you. Even though you're doing that, we still can do business if you want to do business. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to train you when you come home. It's going to be still
I ain't cutting you off. Yeah,
ever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that. I mean, it's about like your ego and your pride. You ain't gotta do all that. Honesty is everything, bro. And when you're doing business, just be honest with somebody, bro. And let the chips fall where they let.
That's
honest business.
I feel like we need more of that. We need more of that, bro. Because it's also more of the tough conversation. You not wanting to disappoint somebody that you care about, that you're cool with.
Yeah.
But a lot of things go wrong
because
of what you don't do for me. Like, the best thing for you ain't always the best thing for me.
I had to learn that. Yep.
So how you gonna be mad at me when I chose to do this? You know. But I want communication to be the biggest thing that we are starting to move now. Like that's all it's about for me.
And like you said earlier too, like, speaking of it, like, your name is your name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're not gonna get it. Like, you can make as many nicknames you want to up, but your name gonna be your name.
Your name is your name.
It's all about, like, if your name spoken in the room, it's like, hey, this ain't work out, but one thing about boy, he's real. He kept it 100% real with me.
He kept it 100%.
And that mean everything. That mean everything. I want to move on a little bit though. You still got something for high school, sis? You got another question for high school? Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. Do what? Go ahead. Hit him up. He right here.
Not the main thing, but you saying like we didn't touch base. Like 2,356 points is a lot of MFing points.
Yeah, he got more points than Will.
When we
He got
have
more points than Will.
conversations in the city, we always bid about we use Will Chamberlain for one thing and one thing only.
Points.
When we
Right.
talk, no, we don't.
No, we don't. No, we
About
don't.
points. When we bring up Will Chamberlain, don't nobody
We
talk
ain't talking
about
no
points.
buckets like
They
that.
talk about them damn girls.
We talking about
They
them
talk
bodies.
about 2,000
That's
girls
keeping it
in the city.
That was in the world.
That's
You hear me?
That's
He had
still
him
think
in the
that-
world. He had him in the world. He had him in the world. He ain't just have him in the
Oh.
city. He had him in the world. Correct. In the
Well,
world.
yeah.
Yo,
The point
everywhere.
I'm making
Nah,
is,
facts.
and God rest my grandma's soul, because I did ask her one Thanksgiving if she got hit by Will. Because
Yo,
You had You had to ask. You had to ask. If your grandma was single and all that, you had to
it
ask
ain't
back
no
in the
telling
day.
shit. My mom too.
oh,
I'm just saying. But
Did you
now
get?
that I got you,
Listen, you know the videos coming out from the Freaknik and all that.
God, she going viral,
From
cuz.
back
She
in
going
the
viral
day.
right now, cuz. Ain't even
like
out
look
yet.
at Aunt Tammy. I know she's a freak. Now she all say that. Aunt Tammy
She going
crazy.
viral, cuz.
Yeah, listen, come on. You don't know what's about to happen. All this stuff coming to light.
But yeah, so knowing, I mean, it probably in high school you probably didn't fathom, you didn't understand. Oh, excuse this phone call, but we have a important guest on the line. We got a guest. Tap in.
Who that?
Show your face. You gotta show your face.
Who that?
Flip Friday. What's up, Flip?
Come on, just show your face. How you doing?
What's up, gang? What's up, bro?
Don't worry, it's a
What's
private
up,
line.
bro?
Don't worry. Ain't nobody else gonna see you with us right now.
Oh, I thought I was live. I'm about to say,
Look.
I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, no,
Nah, you good.
look. Flip
What
don't
up,
want to be
Flip?
seen by nobody. He ain't trying to go out nowhere. He chilling.
Better know it. You know I be low, cuz.
What's up, bro? I miss you. You good?
What's the deal, bro? How you?
You got a question for Mr. Watt? Got a question?
No. He know everything.
Damn. What y'all asked him already?
We still touching it. I'm about to talk to him about his
no. Okay, so while he on here real quick.
Why he on
let's
here?
talk about how we played Girard College in the summer league, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said Flip had a torn meniscus or something like that. I'm like, bet he ain't playing. Third, fourth possession of the game, you get the ball in a break, go dunk it, bro. He might have had 35 on us. I'm like, no, hold on.
My shit was sore though, bro. They wasn't capping.
Bro, they was Cavi took off Frex. He don't even be dunking like that. He took off on a break. I'm like, hold on. Y'all capped me right up for the league.
I'm crying.
What's that?
Nah, Flip one of my favorite players though. He one of my favorite players that never got the respect he should have.
You know,
He had a day.
Bro, I feel like me personally, bro, like that shit shouldn't even be no conversation. Like when they talking about like who the best point guard like from the city, bro, I feel like that shit shouldn't even be a conversation, bro. Like I ain't seen nobody control the game like how Watt control that shit, bro. Like how he passed the pill and all that shit, bro. The nigga like top 5 smartest players from the city, bro, ever. You feel me?
You know, I try to stay, we stay out of them conversations because a lot of it be emotional based. I got my favorite home, my favorite this, like.
It be homie based. That's what it be. It be homie based. It don't be real based. It be homie based.
Yeah,
Well, they going with the times. You know what I'm saying? But I was saying, you know how hard it is for somebody to go from being a straight scoring to passing? Like, I changed my whole game to mostly just trying to get, like, even me judging, everybody that I played with, they usually go to a higher level. As a PG, that's my goal.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I done got some dudes to the NBA, some dudes to EuroLeague, some dudes to Champions League, some dudes making more money. When you play with this point guard, do you eat? And to me, that's how I base, my game off, I've been around good scorers. But like, I feel like the game come natural to me. I feel like I see things 2 or 3 plays ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I really care about like other people scoring. Like I feel like I can always go score, but I really care about if you score. I really care about if you happy, if you having a good time. like I can see look on your face during the game and say, all right, I gotta get him the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like Rob tell you. Because a lot of times, like with me, I just be moving and floating, and Rob come to me like, "Damn, I ain't get the ball in a minute." I'm like, "All right, bro, my fault, cause I got you." Like, like, and you know, I think that needs to be taken into consideration. People don't be thinking about. Do you look at your teammates? Are y'all locked in? Do you know their cares? You know, thinking about me that makes me a good point guard. I think is trying to know you. Asking how your mom, asking how your family. Do you feel comfortable with me? You know, knowing that I'm not out for myself.
I think
in high school, I'm doing all this scoring.
I took them traits from you though, bro. Playing with you in the summertime, bro. I did take them traits from you though. Like just somebody making the face like, oh, man need the ball right now, just by knowing that little small stuff like that.
Well, because then I want you to play hard defense.
Thanks.
All right, wait, back to my question.
I mean,
back to my question.
What's up, Fresh? Go ahead. You got interrupted by a phone call.
So like I said, we only talk about Wilt when I still got flipped on other phones. So, but we only talk about Wilt when we talk about females. Oh, he hit 2,000 girls instead of third. I'll be like Wilt. Now in the basketball world, it ain't too many people that can sit with Wilt. Ain't nobody in the city of Philadelphia that can sit with Wilt. Well, can't nobody sit with Wilt because Wilt not sitting. But what I'm saying is, how does it feel to be the only person in Philadelphia?
No, it's him and Reese Rice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about Reese.
That's who I was really chasing.
I forgot about Reese. I'm so sorry, Reese. Don't beat me up. Don't come around the corner. Don't send the goal.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm a fat guy. You feel me? I'm a facts guy. You know, I know.
Right before me, and I didn't get a chance to see Reese. But I seen that.
I got a crazy story about him, about why I wasn't like banging with him for a minute.
Flip said it would have been him too, but Reese they kicked him out the city.
Yeah, listen, Reese Rice. We had this.
How many points you had, Flip?
How many points I finished with?
Yeah.
Like 22.
Damn, I didn't know that. You had 22? Oh shit. Y'all was some
so
shit.
Listen. That
pass
right,
button.
like, look.
Pass button.
Now, look, like listen, Fresh. I'm gonna keep it 100. Wilt, like, it matters to me about Wilt, but I ain't seen Wilt. Like, I ain't like up close. But for somebody like Flip to say, yeah, I only got 22. Like, I got more points than Flip. Like I grew up knowing, like, yo, Flip could score. Flip was a bucket. So that means more to me than my career personally. Like, I'm in the same conversation with Flip. Like, I always want to be in a conversation with my homies, the ones that I was competing against every day. Like, it's cool for Wilt. Like, yeah, like, it is cool for Wilt because of his historical stature in the game. But when, you know, me and Flip both from the same hood.
We wasn't talking about Flip Murray.
We know we talking about Flip. That's on the phone with you.
I'm talking about
we talking about Flip Friday. That's what we talking about. Flip Friday.
He talking about Flip Friday.
Man, because I ain't see Flip Murray either.
I'm about to say, we ain't talking about Flip Murray.
Y'all know all them days we used to go to Huey. That we used to go to Huey.
I'll never get disrespectful here.
Listen. Hey, look. Hey, Flip, tell me we used to go to Huey. And behind Flip, we used to go to Huey and get them 1-on-1s in, 2-on-2s in.
No bullshit.
I wasn't allowed to come outside much, but I was around there for that.
You could go to Huey?
I could go to Huey. Yeah. I can go hoop.
Yeah, Wap had his thing, bro. You heard me?
That's hard. That's
yeah. Hard. So like that's something that mattered to me a lot, you know. But to be in a conversation with, like, I think when I was playing at Creighton, they put up like a picture. It was like me in the middle of Kobe and Wilt.
Damn.
And it was like, you know, Kobe had more points in the whole, like, Pennsylvania, you know.
Right.
And then Wilt was there. But to have my picture in between them two as a guard who they said, like, they couldn't do it, you know? Oh, he's too small. He's too short. He ain't going to never make it. He ain't never going to do this. Like, I heard that so much. You know, if he don't get a jump shot, he can't do this. If he don't, you know, I think all that stuff, you know, made it more satisfying, you know. And then to pass somebody like Wilt, like, you got to pay homage, you know. And now, as I get older in this game, I'm starting to reflect. Like, back then, it didn't mean nothing to me. I didn't do nothing. I ain't make it to the league where I wanted to be yet. I ain't go to Duke where I wanted to be at yet, or Villanova where I wanted to go. So it was just stepping stones for me. But when someone comes and tell me about it, I'll just be like, oh, yeah, you know, it happened. But now I don't realize how big of a deal it is until like the more young kids come tell me about it, the more people mention it, I'd be like, I was just hooping, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When you're hooping and just trying to put the game first and working hard, these things just happen. But I never intentionally said I want this record. But it was my dad, like, yo, I had 22 points and we'd be up by 10 with 2 seconds left. He put me back in the game, like, bro, shoot the 3. Like, he wanted me getting 25 every game. And if I didn't, then he wasn't talking to me that much. Hi, man. Like, he wasn't talking to me. Like, I wasn't, wasn't driving me home. If he taught me a move and I didn't do the move, he wouldn't drive me to the game till I did the move. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was on me, like,
Push you in another way, different way.
Man, I used to get teased all the time. Yeah, you know, he can't come out till he shoots, 20 free throws. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody on the block and, like, in school would be like, man, you know why can't come do nothing? He got to go shoot. Like, he got to go work out. And now you see 10, 12 years later.
All that paid
15
off.
15 years later, how it paid off. Yep.
Right. All right, more points then. Well, let me talk to me about your college recruitment, man.
Hi, baby. Well, with college, no one knows this. Now, through all my high school accolades, I only had one offer going into my last AAU tournament.
What was that?
So that's it was from Rice. And you know Rice be giving you just, hey, we offer you. They give you one of them. They give you one of them. So my last summer, like I had been hearing, you don't shoot the 3 well. You can't shoot layups all the time, and you ain't strong enough. Everything. And my last summer, like my last tournament, we was in Vegas and Phoenix, and this was the first year we broke away from Team Philly because we broke up. We were Team Philly, and then we split to Philly's Finest and Team Philly. So I didn't have a Mill no more. I didn't have Savon no more. It was just me and BT, Malik Gardner, Chaz Patterson. It was like 6 or 7 of us. So I was able to really showcase my game. And that last tournament, after like Vegas, before Phoenix, I had 15 offers in that last tournament. But then it was Ivy Leagues, it was Ivy Leagues. And then I remember I finished with 30. Like I had 30 offers. And it was all low majors, like, Manhattan, Siena, Drexel, George Washington. I was getting looked at by BU, Niagara, LaSalle. University of Virginia was the only high major I had. So I'm looking at these schools and I'm like, okay, I go on the unofficial to Niagara. No, I go unofficial to Hofstra. Unofficial to Hofstra. And there was a coach there named Coach Sellers. He was my recruitment coach at Hofstra. I didn't like it. And I went to BU. But at that time when I went to visit BU, I went up unofficial because they had DJ, Dom, Trav, Mike Terry, everybody was from Philly up there at that joint. Everybody. And my unofficial visit was crazy. Like it was crazy. I got to hoop with them. I got to go to class with them. First time I'm around free food, like food everywhere.
Free food.
Bro, free food. Like the parties was crazy. The shit was crazy. I'm like, and like I said, my dad didn't really let me go out, so I had never been to a party.
So you was outside on your own now.
I was on my own at this time, yeah. So I said, you know what? I love it there. I went on and then Chambers. And then I flipped about this. Chambers left Boston. Now
Hold on, look.
Look.
Give him the fingers.
Flip. Look, yeah. I already know how you feel about it. But you know that he was the best recruiter. Yeah. Bro, he had the cheerleaders out for me. He had the red carpet out. He had them holding an umbrella over my head in the rain, driving on the golf course. Like, bro, he had a cake for me on top of the gym. He was one of them. I'm like, oh, I'm coming here from the rip.
To be you.
And then he left before I committed and went to Penn State. And he was going to take me with him. He was like, I'm going to see if I like this point guard. And if not, then I'm going to offer you. And they ended up keeping the point guard. So I committed to Coach Jones at BU. And I went up there and just sat with him. But the thing that made me want to go to BU was DJ called me. He was a junior at the time. So I'm like, I don't want to go there and not play. Like, you a junior. Like, y'all just made the tournament. And he was like, bro, we need you. Like, I need you to come here and get better. I need you to come here and help us. So, you know, back then, like, you ain't trying to let nobody come up there for your spot or whatever like that. And he wanted me to come up there. So I felt comfortable enough to commit there. But I didn't know that I would want to stay there. Like, you know, the plan was to go there for 2 years and leave. Because it's a little major. And it was mid-major. But I just wanted to show them that I could, you know, that like I belong. But some things I'm proud of about my recruitment is, like, I visited Harvard. I visited Princeton. Like, coming from the hood, you don't get to go to those type of places. You don't, you know, to get the grades to go to them type of places.
And
I visited UPenn.
I heard a lot of schools that you was naming, they was like specializing in getting small guards though. Like that's the ironic thing about all the schools you named. They like small guards. They're small league guards. They love them.
Well, you know, I never paid attention to it. I didn't know what it was. We just hooping. And now you getting these college recruitment letters, and then, you know, your college is trying to send you to a certain school. So my college was like, so my high school, my CEO of my high school was like, I need you to go to an Ivy League school. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be prestige for the high school and everything.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so when I realized I didn't want to go to an Ivy League school, I went and visited UPenn, and they had Pooh Allen at the time coaching there, and he was my first ever AAU coach with Hood Enriched.
Shout out Pooh.
My first ever AAU coach. Shout out to Pooh. And it was a good joint. It was a nice visit. Like, I was in Philly, but I didn't see no West Philly. I only saw a campus. I didn't even know it was there. You know, so I went to see Pooh, and I went to see the players. They was telling me, like, we go to the game, we go to study hall. We got practice, we go to study hall. And I'm like, I want to go to a good school, but, like, I ain't trying to be in study hall the whole time. You know, I ain't trying to do that. I just, like I said, I had a 3.9 at that point in high school. I'm like, I ain't trying to be doing all this work. And I had just went to BU already. So I'm like, I just experienced a little bit of partying. I ain't trying to be doing work my whole time in college. So, you know, I committed to BU right before my senior year started. And that's one of my proudest moments because I did it in the form of a press conference. So I'm always thinking of these things as, like, what they said I couldn't do and what they said wouldn't happen. And now I'm doing a press conference on the news is there. You know, it was on the news 2 or 3 times. You know, so those are things that I'm more proud of. So I was able to have a press conference.
Y'all got electric stove?
Man, we got the stove. You got to turn it on. You got to put a lighter up to this joint and turn it on. That's how it's one of them.
That noise sound familiar. I remember them days.
A lot of this over here is very like they got look. I got a washing machine, but it's a washer and a dryer in one. They're very energy.
Shave it up over there.
Well, I mean, when he went over to wherever he went to, he didn't know how to say hot in Spanish. So
who's on me?
Yeah.
You know, that's basic. Everybody should know how to say.
He didn't know. He was walking around asking how you say hot in Spanish.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, don't lie to
that. Listen, we Google translate everything over here.
All I ordered was chicken and fries over there, John. That's all I did.
Caliente.
I cook a lot.
No, I ain't cooking nothing.
They got special food, man. They got but look, that's what I do. My wife cooked breakfast and I cook dinner.
You on my phone?
You got an electric stove. Hey, don't be giving my drop up. My drop up how I'm living over here.
She said, so let's.
Brian, he got a question.
What's his question?
He want to know if anybody in Philadelphia, did anybody in Philly influence you to hoop, or was that just something like, you know?
It was more like AI. It was more like AI mostly for me. But to be honest with you, I don't really know because like I was 4 when I started playing. But my dad
seemed like anybody like niggas like older than him like that he watched like damn like you mean like
when I was
like say
Smack. If you notice my game now, everything be left hand, everything heavy in and out.
That's crazy. Yeah,
a lot of it was Smack.
That's too, because for me it was Brad. Both of them niggas is Roman niggas.
Wanna make it?
Brad was tough, bro.
He was
I
tough.
didn't know that.
Brad
was
was
the first nigga that I liked on some basketball shit. The first game I ever went to was Rome versus Newman. It was Brad versus Swoop. That was the first game I ever seen and shit on some. You know, man, I was like,
Okay, all right.
No, that's a good question
That's
because
the next episode.
Flip Friday. That's gonna be episode. That's gonna be the name of the episode too. Flip Friday. That's the name of the episode too.
Huh?
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's gonna be the name of the episode. It's gonna be Flip Friday. That's the name of the
Flip
title.
Friday.
Flip
We
Friday.
gotta do his joint on the Friday.
Flip. Like I wish I need people to really understand like who you got on the phone. Like if like a lot of his attitude, I adopted over time. Like Flip don't bang with nobody. If he don't think you nice, like anybody can say you nice, but if he don't think you nice, he not respecting you. So even over here, be like, yo, is he nice? I'm like, nah, I don't respect nobody that's not on my team. Like because you're too nice to take advantage of you.
Yo, forget about Flip. Yo, we talking about you. Yo, forget Flip.
Flip is, yeah, but you talking about my influences though.
No, that's my man. That might mess. I love
you talking about some influences.
Let's get into your Boston U days, man. You committed now. You on campus. You on campus now. Tell me how it is. You on campus.
I almost messed it up.
Chambers left you. He recruited you. He left you. Tell me how life on campus is.
So
basketball.
I mean, like life on campus is crazy. So I wanted to go to a school that didn't matter if basketball was on the table or not. I just liked the school. So it was perfect, bro. It reminded me of Philly. Like, and to be 100% honest, I went to BU mostly because of the Villanova ties. Coach Jones was the coach at Villanova. The offense was the same at Villanova was. The city was like Philly. They had a big train that drove through it that reminded me of the L. It went underground, reminded me of the sub. Right? They had like the food was crazy. It was so busy because they had 20 colleges in a 10-mile radius. So you had Harvard, MIT, like UMass Lowell, like they all.
Yeah, when you was there,
like Boston College.
When you was there, was UMass Lowell still D2?
Huh?
When you was there, they was still D2, right? Okay.
Yes, they were still D2. We actually, my sophomore year was the first year they went D1 because Carlos from Boys Latin.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. Yeah,
Carlos. He ended up going to UMass Lowell.
Yeah, Miami
so
over
I
there too.
Ended up playing him my sophomore year. And he didn't play that much, but that's when they first came. But it was a whirlwind, bro. Like I said, like I had a curfew. Like my dad, like I'm 19, and my curfew was 11 o'clock with the car. I gotta be home, you know. So this now I can be out till 2-3 a.m. Like I'm drinking, like I'm, you know, like I'm still going to practice. Like I'm handling my responsibilities. And I was getting cooked every day. Like DJ was cooking me every day. Like it was the level of having to lift and shoot, and you have the structure of you know, like I played for my dad my whole life, so I pretty much could do what I wanted. Now I'm playing for this coach whose style is not the same. He wants this slow offense run. You know what I mean? But I ended up doing my thing. And I ended up earning a starting spot with DJ. So it was me and DJ was starting. But my first 5 games we lost, and I didn't finish any of them. I was cramping up at halftime of every game because I didn't know that drinking dehydrated you. Listen to me. I'm going out drinking the night before the game.
You wildin', guys.
I didn't know. I had the experience. I had no idea. But I'm like, why am I cramping up? But and this back in the like Amsterdam days. We on like New Amsterdam and
I missed that wave.
And that, yeah. So I'm on that, and it's just so I'm just cramping up, like I'm having hangovers. I don't know what this is. You know what I'm saying? But I ended up getting it together. Like I ended up seeing like a therapist about it. I ended up talking to Coach Jones about it, and you know, talking to my dad about it, and just realizing that I had a chance to do something. So you know, the campus life was really good. Like, you know, I was hanging out with people that were from Philly that I actually understood. They understood me. First time having 24-hour access to a gym. Like I was sleeping in the locker room. Like it was one of them. I didn't know what it was like. So all this was to say was a big culture shock for me. And it was something that really was breeding me for the next level. Like I couldn't talk much. Like coach was making sure my talk wasn't just unnecessary talk. I used to like point in the crowd, couldn't do that. There was so many things that I just couldn't do, you know. But I learned a lot about my game. What I was not good at, like I couldn't shoot. I thought I could shoot, and I could not shoot. Hey, Rob.
It'd be humbling
I
you.
thought I could shoot, bro.
They got ways to humble you real fast too, and put you right on the spot.
Bro, and I remember like, bro, look, but we're in film, right? We're in film, and I was already late because I got hungover the night before, and I woke up too late, bro. I woke up too late, so I get to the locker room. They watching film, but come on, Chubby. But I done already watched film like 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So I see the play coming up, and I put my head down in film. Bro, he kicked me out. Like, you don't put your effing head down in film? Who you think you are? You think just because you scored this, bro, went off on me. And I'm like, man, you ain't my pop. You ain't talking to me like this. And that's when they like, nah, he can talk to whoever he want to talk to.
Yeah, you signed on that dotted line.
I signed that dotted line. Now I got to run 17s, and I got to, you can't say no. So you got the freedom of life, but, you got real strict discipline with them coaches. So, BU was cool. Like, it was hard, though, because we had 12 hours of study hall a week. So they wanted them grades high. They went, hey, Frex. We was in study hall. You had to swipe your ID in there.
You had to do it from like what, Monday to Friday? You had to get it from Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
3 hours.
You ain't had them hours. You ain't had them hours.
No, 2 hours, 2-3 hours a day. Yeah.
Man, listen. I used to swipe my card and leave. I ain't sitting here. I would say.
Funny.
I ain't do nothing. Like I wasn't cheating it because I was working hard, but I didn't do it the right way. Like I took a lot of shortcuts.
All right. Before you leave this segment, for the for the youth that's in college now, what would you tell them that's dealing with what you just dealt with? Well, what you experienced? What would you tell them?
Knowing that you know what you know now. Knowing what you know now. There we go.
Sorry.
You good.
Knowing what I know now, I would really say that you got to expect adversity. Like, you got to expect that no one's going to cater to you. Like, no one's going to be trying to spoil you and really, like, treating you like you're the only one that matters. Because you with other dudes that's on scholarship. You with other dudes who got to adjust. Like, I thought I was the only one. But this dude was coming from Iowa. This person came from New York. And they're all trying to adjust at the same time, But what I would say is this. Ask questions before you get there. Like, and Ryan, like, you'll attest to this. I thought that the way the girl was living in college was how college was. He was in the sprinter with me. He had the rollies. He was, with AI, at Georgetown. And I'm like, yo, he got designer clothes. He hooping. He out at the clubs with the celebrities. This is what it got to be.
Nope, he ain't make it yet.
He ain't right. So I'm there and I'm thinking, okay, I just had a good game. I gotta go out. They gotta see me. Like, let's go party. I had a good game. You know what I mean? But I would really like for the young kids to understand that not everybody's gonna be on your side, and don't try to jump ship at the first sign of failure. The first sign of struggle, I would say. It's not a failure, but it's a struggle. You gotta, a lot of this is you don't like being talked to a certain way. You don't like, maybe him telling you, hey, I don't think you can shoot. Get in the gym. So now giving them your ass to kiss. But these coaches are already in that position. They're in the professional of their field. Whether they play good or not, they in the professional of their field. And their conversation about what they see you do matters. Because if you go to leave, they're going to call them coaches. When you go to be a pro, They're gonna call your coach. How was he? How was he when you told him not to shoot? How was he when you told him, okay, practice at 5, I'll be there at 4? And everything I did at BU, I changed at Creighton, and my success went up once I did that. Like at BU, I was getting to practice 20 minutes before. Like I ain't gonna go to practice. At Creighton, I'm there an hour before. I don't take film seriously at BU. Like it's just film, coach talking some BS I don't agree with, and then I get cooked in the game. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it is I had to learn, but I left for a better opportunity, not because I was struggling. Like that makes sense. You got a better opportunity, no, for sure. It's your life. But Frex, how many times have you seen people say, "I wish I would have did it different"?
You see it every day.
I'm asking Frex because Frex is, to me, Frex is a sounding board all the time. Like I always talk to Frex. I always like if I need to vent some. Like Frex is a good ear, and he's been around, so I know everybody go to Frex for this. So I know you've talked to some people that's like, I wish I would have did it this way. I was an asshole. I should have did it this way. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm glad you asked that question, because how do you give somebody this advice? If you're getting this advice all the time, you're asking this question all the time, but you don't want to go back to the hood and be like, man, I was there. Like I had the free food. I had the free crib.
But
You know what I'm saying?
the free gear, free everything. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I want to say the last thing I would say is, even though you're in college and you're on scholarship, still try to live an independent life. Because now that I'm older, right? Now I'm older. I got a family now. I have no experience on looking for houses. I have no experiences on paying any bills, because they
do it
they
for
cripple you, because they give you the apartment, they give you the classes, they sign you up for the classes. Then I became a pro, where they give me an apartment, they give me a car. So I don't know what to look for. I don't know what the prices are for anything. You know, you go to dining hall, the food is just made there for you. So what am I shopping for? So these are growing pains I'm having as an adult now. Is that, I don't know how to look for cars. I don't know how to look for a crib. But if I was in school learning this stuff, taking it serious, then it would be easier for me when I got out. So that's probably my most important thing, is still try to live a life where you have some independent, like where you are independent a little bit. Get out of here, child.
Well, you help transition to the next phase that we about to tap into. Leaving Boston U, going to Creighton. How was that decision? How did you make that decision? How did you come up with that was the school I'm gonna transfer to? I know at that time you had to sit out your first year and everything, and knowing what you know, like, all right, Creighton a move for me.
So remember I told you that I was at Hofstra, and the Coach Sellers, was at Hofstra, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had lost in the conference tournament and the championship, and we didn't make the tournament. We had a great season, but we lost in the championship. And I talked to DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Jones was mad at DJ for this, but he said, bro, if you want to make it to the next level, you need to transfer.
Kept it real with you.
So I'm like, but I liked Boston because I had a good life there. Like I was enjoying myself there. That was the school I really wanted to be at. So I flew home, and my dad makes a lot of the decisions for me at this point. So he like, bro, like you're not staying there. Like I don't want you staying there. He didn't like one of the coaches, so he was like, yo, if he leaves, like if he leaves, then you can stay. He like, listen, my dad is savage, right? So I told Coach Jones I was leaving. He flew right to Philly the next day, right? We met at my dad's job. And I still had school left. Like I had to go back to school that same day. He flew down anyway. And my dad sat in the lobby of his job and told him, like, listen, y'all don't got good enough players left for him. Y'all ain't got a good enough recruiting class left for him. The assistant coach ain't good enough for him. But when Coach Jones came to talk to me, he made me want to stay. You know what I'm saying? He made me want to stay. But I trust my dad. Like I've been rocking with him my whole life, so let's keep rocking. So the minute I put my name in the portal, right, bro, I had everybody: Notre Dame, Syracuse, Nova, Georgetown. So I said, you know what? I want to go to Villanova. As soon as they offered me, I'm like, I'm about to go there. But they had Jalen, who wasn't playing like that. They still had Archie. They still had everybody. So I'm like, I don't want to go be a third guard. I want to be the main guard. So Coach Sellers called me, and his name on my phone was still like the Hofstra coach. And I answered, I'm like, I'm not going to Hofstra. He's like, nah, I'm at Creighton now. I'm about to fly in to come see you. So he flew to Boston campus, and he came in. He showed me like on the iPad pictures of the campus. He showed me pictures of the private jet. I had a private jet. They had 20,000 fans in the arena. I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't really know. Like, that's something that seemed too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved Illinois. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Illinois. But they told me that they only had one scholarship. They didn't have no scholarships, and they would have to make a person leave. And I didn't feel comfortable with that. Like, I just don't think I could have like felt good about myself knowing that they took somebody else's scholarship to give to me. So I go to Creighton. I visit Creighton, and they take me on a private jet.
Hey, for folks that don't know,
everywhere private jet.
Hold on, for folks that don't know, tell people where Creighton is at.
So Creighton is in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, mind you, I'm like, look, I only heard of this from like watching what's that movie, The Wizard of Oz. So I know about Kansas. You know what I mean? That's all I know. That's where Kansas is, and I don't know nothing about this side.
You said Nebraska.
It's a 24-hour drive from the crib. You know what I'm saying? It's far. So they flew my mom out too. Like they made my mom and dad met me there.
Hey sis.
Yeah.
Boy said Nebraska, sis.
It's not Nebraska. Is it Nebraska?
Here's your Nebraska. So you don't understand what I'm saying. You like, you just heard who he had recruiting? He had Notre Dame, Illinois, Villanova, all these other schools, Syracuse. This boy go to Nebraska. This boy go to school in Nebraska.
Temple. Like, I could have came back home. Temple.
Go, I'm listening to. I had to stop you real quick. I went to school in Nebraska.
Yeah, bro.
But listen, it ain't what you think.
I know.
Like, I'm about to move back there this summer.
I'll be out there with you. We doing the camp.
I'm about to move back there this summer.
Bro, with the water.
So I go there, right? So I go, and this is so now look. They bring me into the arena. They show me the private jet. They show me they take me to the arena, right? But in the arena, on a jumbotron, they do the announcement from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? They do the whole announcement, John, and they got my highlights. Yeah, you see me suited up?
Bro, that cut was nutty.
Suited up. First of all, it wasn't even my suit. The suit was like a 3X. Suit jacket was a 3X. That's why it's from here up. You can see the top. You can't see the whole suit jacket.
Oh man, go ahead.
Suit was a 3X.
This one better, bro.
So, yeah, no, that was a good pick. That's better than my Creighton pick. So I ended up with, I think so. When you want to commit, bro, they had my highlights playing on the jumbotron,
like this.
And then they had Doug come in. Yeah, that's a solid joint.
That's a good joint right there. That's a good joint, bro.
That's better than the VU one. My head all to the side, like dirty, told me dirty. And Doug was like, listen, Doug came in and was like, look, if you come here and kill, they're gonna give you the keys to the city. So now I'm like, every school gonna have 15,000 fans. Every school gonna have elite Nike contracts. But I want to go to the Big East because Villanova didn't give me the shot. So Creighton being in the Big East, that's our dream. I don't know not one guard from Philly that ain't dreaming of being in the Big East. It was either Nova or Temple, bro. It was either Nova or Temple. One of the two schools. Nova or Temple. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, and it was the hardest thing to not go to Nova because that was my dream school, bro. To this day, that's my dream school, like to this day. But they didn't come recruit me out of high school. And I was at Jay Wright's house, like with Taylor. I was there with his son all the time. I'm working out there all the time. And you don't come recruit me? Okay, bet. He probably feels like he's going to come anyway. I'm going to go there and I'm going to cook y'all there. You know what I'm saying? That's what you did? But I cooked Nova every time I played them. But Jay is such a good coach that I usually only cook in the first half. Then he make an adjustment in the second half. I can't do that. But Creighton was the other main thing about Creighton was they didn't have an NBA team.
So that was their
So they
everything.
didn't have no NBA team, no NFL team. There was no professional sports team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was only Creighton. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to the games, out of the 18,000 fans a night, it was only 600 students.
Damn.
So it's community there, but they treat it like an NBA game. Like you see the kids, they like, I came to this game when I was 5. Now I got my kids coming.
Mm-hmm.
They treat it like an NBA game. So just wanting to be there, be in that atmosphere, be playing in a place where there's no NBA team, all the attention's on me. I play in this big arena with top 5 attendance. We going out to lunch or dinner, and the fans are paying the bill for you. Like I'm trying to pay the bill. They're like, nah, he took care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of those type of environments. Autographs with the kids. I got to have my biggest impact with kids by going to that school.
Mm-hmm.
Autograph sessions, camps, and my reputation is so good there because no one knows this, but like once a week, I would pick a family and I would go to their house and we would play 2K or they would order us pizzas and stuff like that. But I was building relationships with all the kids and their families when I was there, at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, me putting that work in, it was really like the best place. Because any other where I would just try to focus on just basketball and getting out.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to invest in that school by being there. You know what I'm saying? And it was another place to blaze the path. This is not what most people would have done.
Yeah.
But let's go against the grain a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And see how it works.
So
They
you
looking
balling?
for a new face. It should be me. That's what I felt like.
So you had the red shirt your that 3rd year. The next 2 years you balling. Get to your senior year. Fast forward to your senior year, balling, but some unlikely happened.
Right.
That altered a little bit.
So what most people don't know is, they do know, but when I almost didn't go back to Creighton my senior year because I declared for the draft. And when I declared for the draft, the coach didn't like it. So we was kind of going at it a little bit. But I ended up going back, and it was like I said, it was the best decision. And even me having like coach gave me free reign to do everything. Like I was subbing myself in the game, subbing myself out. Like he trusted me that much. You know what I mean? I had to talk with him, and I said, if you want me to come back, then you gotta trust me and let me play. Let me run the team the way I want to run the team. So I was able to I made the team. Everybody had to get up 400 or 500 extra shots a week. Like I was doing this type of stuff. So now when I play against, I don't even know the date no more.
Hold on though. Pause real quick. Ironic that you did that move right there. That's the same thing your dad instilled in you the whole time, and you just pass it on down to your teammates. Gotta get extra shots before we do anything.
Yeah.
But they say that model say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, because a lot of people complain about their role. I don't get the role. I don't get this. But they don't know that Coach Mack had cameras in the gym all the time. So if you're not in there on a Friday or a Saturday, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Like when I was at BU, shout out to Big Dom. Before we would go out to any party or club or bar or something, we had to work out before. And if we was ever too hungover, we had to work out in the morning. So imagine me starting to drink for the first time. This is how I learned to drink. This is how I learned to go out. So if I don't get my work in before or after, then I can't go. So now I'm trying to instill this into these guys over here who, let's say, have pretty easy lives. Most of them are white. They're from out there, Iowa, South Dakota. Maybe basketball's not their main thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're nice at it. But we in the Big East now, so you see the pressure, you see the media attention is changing.
Now, it ain't the old school was.
That love.
Right, the old conference they
People
was
ask
in, they
me,
knew.
how come you get the love all the time? I don't do nothing but play the game. But I'm always there early. I'm always staying after. I'm always watching film with Coach. But no one else wants to do this. Like little things. Like I had Justin Patton watching Future videos just to get this killer mindset. Then he started calling himself the rock star. But Okay, thank you, baby. It wasn't to go party. That's what made him be a killer, thinking of himself as a rock star. Little things. How can you affect the team? So now I'm like, if everyone gets shots up, then they'll give us money. Everybody started to go work out. Everybody started, and it showed on the court. Um, but the type of trust that the coach had in me, it allowed me to go play to the point that it was to my demise for real. Because when we played against Xavier, I had got knee in my knee, right, and I came out the game, and then they went on a little run, like a 10-0 run or something, and I just checked myself back in. But I shouldn't have played no more. I knew my knee was done. But that's the AI mentality I had. Play through every injury, be tough. Um, so that game, I ended up tearing my ACL like February 4th, something like that. February 6th game. I tore I went up for a layup. I got an and one, but when I landed I heard this pop. I heard it. Like I didn't even feel it, but I heard the pop in the loud gym, like on the road. It was actually on. It was an MLK Day game, like an MLK tournament type game. Um, and during that game, like they said that my knee was cool structurally. I'm running up the sideline, but I just couldn't play. That same night, we get back off the plane. We back to Omaha. We in the car. I'm bending my knee. Everything cool. I go to bed at like 4 a.m. for the MRI at 8. When I wake up at 7, my knee is swollen. Can't bend it, can't move it, can't walk. Right? And I always remember this vividly because I did the MRI and the trainer was on the phone with the doctor and he just um, like he making a conversation longer than it got to be. So I'm like, it ain't good news. I'm thinking maybe meniscus. And he hung the phone up and his words was, yeah, he said, I don't know how to tell you this, but your career is but your college career is done. Those was his words. I said, what? He said, you have a torn ACL and your college career is done. But he said it more more sympathetic though. But those was his words. And I said, I can't wrap it up. I can't, I can't do nothing. They said, this thing takes 9 months. I just broke down and cried right then and there. Called my dad first. I called my dad on the phone and I broke down and cried. Like, listen, 10:30 in the morning. My dad was in Omaha by 5 o'clock.
Damn.
Like, he got on the plane right after we hung the phone up. And by then I'm like, I'm cool now. Like, I just had my initial cry or whatever. He got right on the plane, flew to Omaha, right? And at that moment, like, I made a tweet saying that my career was done. That was all fresh after hearing the news. My emotions was high. But then right after I posted it, I was okay. Like, oddly enough, because I started getting flowers from everybody, from all the analysts. Like, I remember the whole Butler University team sent me a card, and every player signed it. Like, you one of the best competitors we played against. So to get a team to send you a note of like just appreciating your game. So for like a week, I was on a high. You know what I'm saying? Like, we lost a couple games when I was hurt. I went back to the game. I got standing ovation from the crowd. Like, it was super emotional for me. And then they put me on the draft board. I might have been like 55, bro, on the draft board at that time. Because now they see my real impact with the loss. I had been doing this. I came home, and back like at that point in time, I'm one of the biggest names. Just because of how I've been playing, lead number 7 in the country. And I go visit 3 doctors: the Eagles doctor, the Falcons doctor, and the Sixers doctor. I go see all 3 of them. And the Sixers doctor was like, he made me feel cool, confident, like I trusted him. And it was in Philly, so I was able to. I'm like, I'm gonna do my rehab at home. Be at the crib. So I ended up setting up my rehab and my surgery. I go home, then I fly back to school, and I had a couple homies fly out. And when they flew out, we was just going out. We were just going out, just enjoying ourselves. And then And then I got into some other stuff after that. You know, that's I was accused of doing something that, like, I don't even really know how to. I don't even say it often because it's
It's
something
a
that
false accusation.
it's like the worst of the worst to me. Yeah. Um, there was a girl who she said I raped her.
Mm.
It's not something that I hide from because it's not something that I did, and it was actually something that really changed my life. Um, but I came back to school
Mm.
and I went out a couple times. Now, mind you, I haven't had surgery yet, so I'm still on my crutches, and I'm still on crutches. I got this big knee brace on, so I go out, and it was. Now, I had a girl at the time. And um, I want to say before it came out, I knew for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Like I go back home. Um, mind you, it was I don't mind even saying, like, I went to this party with this girl, and she wanted to be in the bathroom. She wanted to do something in the bathroom. I'm like, I got this big knee brace on, like I don't really feel comfortable. And
Mm.
back in college, I was just smoking a lot. Like nobody even knew this back, like at Creighton, I was just smoking a lot, right?
Mm.
So I went to the house of the dude who sold the weed or whatever,
Mm.
and I had just picked up like maybe an ounce from him. So I'm like, yo, I don't even want to be with you. I'm trying to go be with the homies. We better blow all this up. That was my mindset.
Mm.
So I'm like, look, I got this big. Now, a lot of stuff that I do, I used to lie a lot to like the girls at the club, because I'm like, look, let me go chill with my homies, then I'm gonna come back and get you. And I would just never come back. Like that was my main thing. It's too hectic. I'm cool. So I told her, like, look, go get your friend, meet me at the car, and we're gonna go to my room where I can get comfortable. Soon as she went to get her friend, we got in the car and dipped. Like we dipped. Like we left her there. Left
Mm.
her at the party. I wake up the next morning, the dude from the house called me like, yo, she said that you raped her in the bathroom. That's what she said. I said, man, she capping. I ain't even paying it no mind. Like I'm just going by my business. So I fly home. I get a call from the cops, and they like, yo, this is the crazy thing. I'm on the phone with NBA TV first, and they're like, hey, we want to send a camera crew with you. We want to follow you through your rehab, and we want to follow you through your rehab. We want to follow you through like your whole journey up to the draft at this point.
Mm.
I'm like, bet, like this is a dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm super hyped. And then as soon as I hang up the phone with them, I get a call from the police department, right? Hey, we want you to know that you've been accused by this person of doing this and that. I'm like, what? They say, yeah, she has until tomorrow. She has until next week to decide if she wants to press charges or not. But we just wanted to let you know. So I hung the phone up. Now my mom and them was like, "What's the matter?" I just threw my phone at the window. Like I couldn't get words. I was so mad. And I said, "This is not me. I can't even say it." So I told my mom, I told my dad and everybody. So I called the coach from Creighton, and he was like, "We already know about it." And they was like, "As long as the police don't press charges, then we won't release it, right? So no one will know. So just get it handled." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Uh,
Mm.
So I want to say I don't hear about nothing for like 2 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
2 weeks, so some change. I don't hear nothing. I'm thinking it's over. But now we have senior night is coming up, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
way senior night works is they had to suspend me from the program. They suspended me from the program because and I think this is wrong, but she went to the school and she said the same thing she told the cops, she told the school. And
Mm-hmm.
they said they have to suspend me until they figure out if what I did is true or not. I said, so I'm guilty before I'm innocent. Pretty much. They said a
Yeah.
random person can come off the street and say, hey, this person did this to me, touch my butt, I don't feel comfortable. And they got to suspend you right then and there. Right? So now, this is when I realized like how maybe, I don't know how much of a name I had or how serious it was, because when
Yeah.
I got suspended, it was everywhere. ESPN, like everywhere on the ticker. And I'm like, like, I ain't that, like it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that big dude, but now I'm like, okay, I gotta watch my moves.
Right.
So now senior night comes. Noah here. So senior night comes, and the school tells me, "Hey, because you're suspended, we can't say your name, and we can't say your name for senior night." So what they did was, they was foul. They took me. I don't even know how you do this, because when you do the video, like the intro videos, you be like walking in front of the camera, and you got all these photo shoots and stuff like that. Frex, they took me out of the videos. Like they
Yeah.
took me out of the intro videos, took me out of the starting five videos, everything.
Mm.
And they were like, "We have to put out that you were suspended." Okay. The minute they put out that I was suspended, I knew it was going to come out, because Creighton is like, but so it's nothing else there.
That's all they got.
Somebody
Yeah.
gonna call, leak it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying? Like at this point, I had seen my face on the back of the bus, like on the billboard. Like they were saying, like, you're the NBA player of the team, pretty much. And I
Mm-hmm.
lived like that, just without the millions.
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Matt calls me and he said, "Hey, we have, no one can say your name." So even like my teammates giving their senior night speeches, they weren't allowed to say my name at all. Even like, a couple of them still did, because I have that relationship. So once the school suspended me, then I got a call from the police. And the police was like, "Hey, she's going to press charges." And I'm back in Philly at this point, and I had surgery already.
Yeah.
So they calling and calling, and me, bro. Like, where we from? I'm not answering the phone. Like, I was taught we ain't answering the phone.
Yeah.
So I'm getting all these voicemails. "Oh, we just want to talk to you. We don't really,
Nah.
we want to get your side of the story, blah blah blah."
Nah. Talk to my lawyer.
So listen, now me. Like, I don't even ever pretend about this. I am not about none of that life. No jail, no trouble, no cops, no none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm coming back from rehab one day, right? And I see, now my lawyer is telling me, like, they're not gonna send someone all the way to Philly from Omaha. Like, we're not worried about that, right?
Shit.
So
Look, bro, shit.
yeah, exactly. So I'm coming down my block, right, and I see a van at the stop sign at
Waiting
the
for
top
you.
of the block. So I'm like, okay. Then I get out the car, and I see another van at the bottom of the block.
Waiting for you. Sitting on you.
So at this point, I go in the house, and I'm like, "Dad, we probably got 30 seconds, 45 seconds before they come here. They outside." He like, "All right, bet. Go in the basement." So I go in the basement. And I hear him arguing upstairs with the cops. "We ain't doing this. We ain't doing that. You ain't getting my son." In my mind, I'm like, you're not about to get killed or shot over this situation. So I just had surgery. So I go upstairs or whatever. And a crazy thing, like, I'm gonna give y'all one detail, because I wrote a book about it. "Ava, come eat." So Justin was about to get drafted at this point. So a part of his thank you to me was he got me a new phone. He bought me an iPhone. So I had two phones at the time. So when the cops came to my crib, they had a warrant for my DNA and my phone. I only had this phone for 2 days at this point, like 2-3 days. So I just gave them the new phone. I didn't even give them the phone that I had been using this whole time. You know what I'm saying? I gave them the new phone. Then they like, "Here, take the swab and swab yourself 3 times on this side, 3 times on that side."
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I did 1 and 1. You're not gonna if you want the real swab done, you gotta do it yourself. If I'm doing it, I ain't swabbing like that. Swab, and give it to him. And I don't hear from him again for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now I see they call me like, "Yo, they got a warrant out and you gotta turn yourself in," right? Now it's getting real to me. I'm like, "Yo, like, this bitch really going cap all because I ain't take her home." You know what I'm saying? So my dad, right? So when I'm about to go home, my dad called me like, "Yo, don't come home. The cops is here." They sent it down. They had U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, they about to send you on that plane.
My mom job.
Yeah, they come to get you on the plane, take you back there. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to avoid. Like, I don't, because like I said, it was cameras everywhere. Like I'm high profile, so I don't want you to have me handcuffed on the plane. I'm getting off with all this camera and stuff. Hi, baby. Here, take it. So what I did was I hid out at my uncle crib for like 2-3 days, and I went to my aunt crib for like 2 days, and then I drove to Omaha to turn myself in.
Oh, you was a real criminal at this point.
Huh? I'm
You was a
Philly.
real criminal. You was on a run. Why? You was on a
I'm
run.
on a run. I'm on a run. And they saying it. Like they on the news like, oh, he's dodging all police efforts. He's dodging all police efforts to come pick him up. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I never listen. We driving to Ohio. We staying in hotels, but we using fake names, paying in cash.
Oh, you was on that prison break shit. Okay.
Bro, my dad had it. We in one room. I'm ducking at the toll booths, everything. The phone was in my name at that point because I had the best credit at the time. So me and my mom's phone was in my name. The phone is off. We took all the cash out. We ain't using no ATMs. Like we was on that.
Yeah. Oh, y'all was riding. Family was riding. Shout out to mom and dad.
Listen. No. My mom a punk though. My mom she like me. My mom like me.
He's supposed to be,
we
bro.
just turned him in, and they said they only want to help him.
No. So
yeah, mom. So that's the cap.
Dad was on the street side. Dad still had the street smarts.
My dad from the street side.
Yeah.
It's like, what? We ain't doing that. We going here and doing this, doing that. I said, okay. So I get to Omaha, and I had this family. Who I had been not staying with, but like I got super close with them. So I had been at their house, like if I needed laundry done, just wanted like a good family meal, like spend some holidays over there. And they rich, so I go to their house. I had like my own room there pretty much too. So I go there for like maybe 2 days. Like, look, I need some time before I turn myself in. Like I need some time. Now mind you, my dad like give me a haircut and all this other stuff. All this other stuff. Like, so I go there. I spend myself there for 2 days. Now this lawyer that I got ended up being like the best lawyer in Omaha. But he was telling me like, let's go. I need $12K up front. Hey yo.
Talking to you now.
Facts.
What?
What's up?
What? So they like, yo, we need $12K up front or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I ain't got that. But I was on the phone with the lawyer right as they served me the warrant. So I'm like, listen, you either gonna take this joint or you not. Like right then and there. So he was like, okay, it's a high profile case. It's high enough profile for us to take it. What you pay us on the back end, right? So now I'm like, I go turn myself in, right? And they told me like, the judge, they can ask for no bond, no bail. Now mind you, I gotta turn myself in. I'm like, yo, I really gotta go to jail. Like Frex, you know me. What I gotta go to jail for? I really have to go to jail. So I'm like, okay, how I'm gonna handle this? So I go in. Mind you, first thing I'm thinking of is all the jail shows we done. All the jail shows we've seen, all the people we know that have been booked, what they done told us from their experience, what to do. So I get in there and they like, okay.
But the whole time you're doing this with a messed up knee though.
Bro, look, so I go turn myself in. They try, mind you, I've never been handcuffed. Maybe I've been handcuffed one time. As soon as they put the handcuff on me, my lawyer was like, fall. We're gonna sue him. Because you got a torn ACL. Just fall. Go ahead, we're gonna sue him. They took the handcuffs right off. Like, nah, go ahead. Like, you good. So, but my lawyer was super thorough, and she made me feel safer about the whole situation because I was on the elevator. She jumped on the elevator with me. Like, y'all not taking him out of my sight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bet as long as they ain't gonna hurt me out here, like I'm about to be cool. So I get there, and everybody got on these orange suits. I got on this brown suit. Mind you, this John is a 3X.
Like that picture we just seen, like that suit, like the other suit you had on. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. All the stuff with the media, all the stuff that people finding out and knowing about, that wasn't even the most embarrassing part about the whole thing. There was nothing more embarrassing than that first time you got to go in
Facts.
And they tell you bend over and cough and all that stuff. Another grown man telling you lift up your nuts to see, like all that is like you don't feel like a man at that point in time. I'm wearing somebody else's drawers, somebody else's socks. 100 people could have wore these before me. I don't know. And then I go and they put me in. I go to the cell by myself. I'm like, why am I by myself? They're like, look, you too high profile.
Profile, yeah.
So we got to put you in protective custody.
Facts.
So you in here with like the rats. Like, look, I'm in there with the rats. The ones running from cartel people.
In Nebraska.
So, it was a point where like, so now I'm doing 22 hours in the cell, 2 hours out. Because the minute I come out my cell, everybody else got to go in.
How long you was in there for? How long they had you in there for?
5 days.
Too long.
This is what's happened. I had my preliminary hearing or whatever. The judge talking about, now mind you, my case was the first case in Nebraska that they allowed cameras. They just passed the law that you can have cameras in the room. So now I got media everywhere, right? My preliminary hearing, they said it usually only take 5 minutes. It took 20 minutes. Like they broke down everything. I see everybody in there. They asked for a $2 million bail, bro. $2 million.
Damn.
I'm like, $2 million? What do you think I am? $2 million?
Yeah.
So the judge like, okay, but we see you have no priors, you've never been in trouble, never been arrested. We'll make it $750,000.
Now, so, I want to take the time out right there, because I know like this when the love of your city came to your rescue.
Oh, you know I can't tell the story without telling that.
So I know you probably already told them thank you already.
Yeah, and I have a book. I have a book actually. You know, a lot of people left anonymous ones. Yeah. I got people who put their names down. You know, but I always give them their flowers every time I see them. But at that time, you know, for those who don't know, the bail, like you need to pay 10% of whatever that number is.
Yeah.
So if mine was $750,000, I had to pay $75,000 to get out. And Nebraska is a state that don't do bail bond, they don't take collateral. So it was either cash or cashier's check. Like these are all the things that are going up against me. Because I'm thinking like, okay, we can put the house up, we can put the cars up.
Nah, they needed in full.
It was cash or check. Cash or cashier's check. So my lawyers are super happy. Like, oh my God, thank you. I'm like, what are you happy for? I got no money. Like $75,000, like $75,000. Where am I supposed to get that? So my mom started posting on these my mom and dad these GoFundMe's and these PayPal, and we started just getting like big deposits. You know.
I want to give Chuck a shout out because that's one of the ones I seen on my timeline. Like,
Chuck
just kept going.
And
kept
before
going.
then, before
kept
that
going.
day, I would say I had I got a lot of respect for Chuck. Sometimes you don't like how people operate, but I was younger and I didn't like maybe something about how Chuck did his workouts. I don't know, something stupid. Something like where I thought, you know, Chuck banged with me, but not enough that he did what he did for me. But Chuck got me close to 20,000. He got me close to 20 grand between like I can say names, but like Cameron Payne, Loke, Maurice twins, like his main clients all gave about 3-4 bands to me. So forever, no one can ever talk bad about Chuck in front of me. No one can ever say anything. Anytime Chuck need me, like I'll always be there for him because he didn't have to do that. Here you go, man.
Shout out to Chuck Ellis.
Hold on, time out. Did we just sit here and watch you make food for the whole family?
Whole family, bro.
Yeah, you said, come on now.
On the pod,
and I keep hearing, I'm hearing him like,
I got grilled
Ava,
cheese, I got grilled chicken and rice for the kids.
I heard everybody get a plate, so that's what's crazy to me. Like, okay, I see you over there.
Everybody getting a plate. You see me? Everybody get a plate. Oh, look, this is what I do. I'm good now. Okay, now I can sit down a little bit. you know, but like he didn't have to do that, and you know, I didn't even know that these people was gonna rock for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just, you don't think about that. You just think of how you're gonna get it, how you're gonna get out. So,
Facts.
you know, to get a nice, to get like, anytime I see the twins, I'm always like, yo, they be like, bro, you can stop saying thing. I'm like, nah, never, because I could be somewhere that I shouldn't be.
Facts.
Loke, you know what I mean? Like Loke was a big John. Shout out to Gilchrist. Shout out to Gilchrist. Gilchrist, he sent me 10 bands, right? When I got out. But I never had like a wire transfer before. So I didn't know it took 2-3 days and all that stuff. So I'm calling him like, bro, I don't know where the money at. Like, it ain't coming. So we sent it again. So then they both hit. Like, I got like 19 grand at one time, 20 grand at one time. I'm like, bro, want me to send this back to you? He's like, nah, just keep it. Like, keep it. So that 20 bands was the money that I had for the 10 months when I got out.
Okay. So
you feel me? So that was how I was surviving, going to rehab, going to workouts, like no job. It was because of him. So another detail that's going to come out in the book, which I already put on Instagram a while ago, was when I'm in there, right? Mind you, I'm in there. It's you eat at certain times. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to none of this. The food, I didn't shower the whole time in there. I didn't care. I was not showering in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, it's cold. They never turned the lights out. Like, never turned them out.
Stories from the cell.
You feel me? Story from the cell one time when the records closed.
Listen, we can relate though. Listen, I understand. I've been there.
We definitely can relate though.
Hey, Frex,
we all can relate to that one. No, seriously, we all can relate to that.
I know it's probably giving you a little flashback to your head. Like, yo, I think about it every day. I can't use Dial soap because that's the soap.
Yeah, I don't use Dial.
Bro, I can't use Dial soap. I can't wear white underwear. Sorry to say, but I can't wear white underwear.
Brown is not my color no more.
Only thing I can say use is the white rag. That's it. Only thing.
Oh, and I don't eat oodles and noodles. I don't eat oodles and noodles.
Yeah, I don't do either.
Yo, I can't do eating off the tray. Like, and it was crazy. It was times in there that I felt like the man. Like, I don't glorify it at all. It's a terrible time. But yeah, I remember who I was in that city when I go in there. So they had to take me to get my knee checked. So they take me out of the jail, put me in the van, in the wheelchair, and they take me to my team doctor. Like, I'm with the team doctor now. And you could just see they got three cops in the room, like standing by me, like making sure I don't do nothing. Like, but you can just see all of his face, like, I don't know, the pity he had for me.
Yeah, like, you don't belong
the
this
pity, the sympathy. Like, he gave me 2 taps on my knee, like you'll be okay. Like, that stuff stick with me, you know. So I remember, like, the pastor come in and he like, look, you know, you can go to this part of the jail where you can be able to leave the jail, go to church, you know, but it's called the God module. But this, you can go get your GED, you can go blah blah blah. I said, okay, cool. Like, I get to leave. I'm gonna go there. The next day, my lawyer called me like, hey, listen, I got a family who doesn't like Creighton. So they don't respect what they did to you. So they're going to pay your whole bail.
Huh.
Yeah, Frex. This old couple paid my bail for me. 75 bands. Now, you know, you get the money back after the case is done.
Yeah, after the back end.
But they gave me 75 bands, right? But they kept being called my benefactors. They didn't let me, I didn't meet them. I didn't know their names. I didn't know who they didn't. I didn't know them at all. They just like, we're your benefactors, blah, blah, blah. They paid my bail. So I want to say I raised from Philly about 115 grand through the PayPals and all this love and my family. But so my lawyers cost 100. So there was no way I could pay my lawyers and make bail.
All in one. Still had some money left over.
You know what I'm saying?
Left over.
So I still had some bread left over. Then I got the bread from Gilchrist. So I was able to mentally still rehab. Because my biggest thing was, like, I'm going to beat this. So I got to rehab, make sure I'm right. Another big thing, when I got out, we got in touch with Kobe's lawyer. Now I'm like, yo, this is a BS situation. But am I on the same level as Kobe? Like,
because you always compare in the picture. You seen a picture in the middle. It was Wilt U Kobe. Now you okay.
Yeah, so now I'm still linked in with Kobe.
And it's Philly.
and it's Philly. You feel me? So I'm like, you know, so she telling me, look, this is what we did. You got this, go this route, go this route. So now I didn't realize that the things that cost a lot of bread, the phone people, the to go through their phones, to go through the science, like the DNA and all that stuff. Because they
They
said they had my
charging you to
DNA.
lock you up.
Right.
That's
They
how it is
charging me.
here. They
You feel
charging
me?
you to lock you up.
Exactly.
Y'all
Like,
wanted me.
find
Why am
this.
I gotta pay y'all? Cause y'all wanted the mouth swab. I didn't ask y'all to mouth
I
swab
didn't
me.
ask for that. So now I need to go get my own doctor to dispute what they got. So now I got to go pay this person from Kansas, but I got to pay for her travel to Omaha. I got to pay for her hotel. I got to pay for her food. And so I'm pretty much got to come out of my pocket for like, okay, I need to talk to this guy about going through her text messages and her deleted messages. But every time we talk on the phone, it was $150. We talked for 30 minutes. They billed me $150. You feel me? And lawyers don't work until
How
you
much
pay
was
someone.
texting? That should have been like voice memo.
Yeah, listen. Yo, now that I'm thinking back on it, it was so much I could have disputed, but I'm pretty much in shock going through all of this. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. Like, the judge said I could face 50 years. I'm scared. Like for my
Ain't that
life, you
crazy
know?
what they tell you how much you can face? Yeah, this case is worth such and such, such. I ain't even do shit.
I ain't even, I'm like, yo, you know what?
Did you
I
even
should just
pinch the
stayed
bitch?
inside. Like,
Look, did
most
you even pinch
expensive
the
night for me
bitch?
ever. The most expensive night for me ever. You know what I'm saying? So it was a few things. Like I went, like before I got out, I went to go shoot on the court outside. I maybe took like 5 or 6 shots, and I'm looking at them in the window, staring at me. I'm like, and they like, yo, we just want to see you shoot. We want to see you play. I just went back inside. Like I'm not no show, but you know they were really fans of me in there. Like I got a lot of love when I was in there, like from the guards, like bringing me extra food and juices and stuff. And they just like, we got to make sure you good, so when you get out, that you straight. So like it was a terrible, terrible,
Any
terrible
relationships
experience.
you built with people in there, like that you still might like, reach out to
Yeah,
or
so I
whatever?
ended up building like, like I remember I had some bread on my commissary drawer. I knew I was leaving, so I just bought this dude next to me all this coffee and whatever he needed. One thing, it was this crazy dude next to me, like this dude next to me in my cell next to me. And the only phone that worked was in front of his cell. Frex, listen. So nigga, I go there one time, right? He had flooded his cell, like he shitted in it and then stuffed the toilet. So he flooded the cell. So the whole day we just like nobody could come out the cell that day, whatever. So I go finally use the phone. I see him pissing on the floor, wiping up with his pants, and like no homo, butt naked in front of the window, wiping the window like in front of me. Listen, I'm sitting there like, yo, get this nigga out the window. But it's so, you feel me? Like but he was nice to me. He tried to slide me the newspaper, and they was like, hey, you can't take the newspaper because he might have some feces or something in it.
He tried to give you the newspaper.
Yeah, it was somebody in PC for child
Look, he talking
support.
about he
Like
was nice to me though. He
He
he was
tried
tried.
to give
nice.
me a
He was nice
newspaper.
to me,
Hey,
Frex.
he
Oh,
tried to hit him with the. Hey,
He was nice
hey,
to me. Yeah.
hey, he tried to give him the my germs. Remember
He
my
tried
germs?
to give me something in that. Yeah, look, but I knew that there was no way they could get to me because literally, like if I was leaving the cell to go to my lawyer, everyone in the whole jail had to go in there.
they
So
had
if
to
you
go
was like
in.
on cleaning duty, you had to put your hands behind your back and put your head on the wall, like face down, while I was walking by. So I wasn't really worried about like
Oh,
trouble
they
or
had
getting
you on
hurt or
some
nothing.
celebrity type shit.
That's what I
That's
felt
how they
like.
treated.
That's what
What
they
you
were
call
saying.
them?
Like, listen, you really like
That's how they
you
treat
really
them. Yep,
famous here.
they
Like,
make you
you
turn
can't be.
around and all that. Yeah, I forgot who was. It was
You
a
feel me?
girl in my joint when I was locked up. It was a girl in there, and they made us like we was in the yard, and they made us all turn around. Of course, my little peeking ass, I always turned around and looked.
Yeah, it's
They
gonna be
made her
somebody.
like
Look,
they made her walk past and all. I never knew who it was. It was so crazy. Now that you say that, that's just letting me know that was somebody big
it
because
was somebody big. You had on different
how they
colors.
made us do it. Yep,
You
that's
got on
crazy.
different colors. You know what I'm saying? Different colors. And like they might got an inmate that feed everybody, but you get fed by the guards. They like, yo, we can't risk them throwing something in your cell. We can't risk them doing none of this stuff. So, like, in terms of having like stories, some experiences, like I got them. Like I got them. Like just
How long
from
was you
just
there?
going
How
through
long
that.
was you locked up for?
I was locked up for
Probably.
5 days.
5 days.
That's how long
Yeah,
it took.
see,
That's how long it took
look,
to come up with the bread.
you talk
That's
about
why I
5 days,
love
and I
Philly.
was in there for a month, and you seem like you got more stories than oh my god.
See, because you went in there on some normal time. They was everybody was in my face, in my business.
Yeah.
Um, listen, I'm in there playing spades with myself, playing solitaire with myself. Like like if I learned a lot about myself in there, I learned a lot about how, like, even though I was in there because of a lie, I was too accessible. Like, you could get to me, and that's something that I want to give these young guys who are getting money now with this game. Like, and I say this in my book also, but like my motivation for playing good my senior year wasn't always NBA. It was the fact that I would score a lot of points. They would make a timeout. I would look into the student section and be like, all right, who in the crowd tonight? Like who? Like what students is there tonight? You feel me? And I'm going out after. If the better I play, the more fun it'll be for me going out. And that was sometimes was my motivation. If I'm just being real, I'm gonna just go out. I'm gonna get all the love. Like I
They show
had
me
two
mad
main
love,
things
B.
that my
They show me.
motivation.
They show me mad love, B.
One, I need the mad love, the free drinks, the love. Number two, I was I and I. This is my main fear today. My main fear slash motivator. Growing up where we from, I'm so scared. Like if Rod called me, like, "Yo, bro, I tapped into your game yesterday, and you was on some bummy type time."
All the time.
Like he done called me a couple. I told you, Frank, he called me a couple times. Like, bro, like he watched the game, we lost by 40. Like
The whole game too.
the whole listen. I get a pass for that. For that one game, I get a pass.
All right,
That
maybe
was
I think about it.
I found out Ant got killed that day, and then we
All
had
right,
the game the next day,
I give a pass.
and
All
I
right.
and I still played that next day. We lost by
Yeah.
40. I played trash, but just that fear of me being on ESPN or and me calling back or getting on the gram or on the live, man. Why we just saw you play? You had 10 turnovers like that. Like that's still my motivation today. Sometimes when it comes to hooping, so
Mm.
um, how the city is like, it's something that makes me be better. But back then, I was just wanted to be with everybody. I felt like I needed to be with this person, that person, uh, just high all the time. Like I just was living this life that wasn't conducive to what I wanted to be. So when people always tell me like, "Damn, bro, like you should be in the NBA if it wasn't for that stuff," it's like I don't know if I can agree with them.
Mm.
I don't know if I
Mm.
can agree with them
That was one of the first
because
questions.
But now that I'm trying to think, because and not to stop this side of the story, but now that you know how you talk to, you might have friends and you might be talking like, yeah, when I make it to the Aces, I've never really had that conversation or heard you say that for me to have my question. So it's like I never, that wasn't never the goal for you. Like, yeah, I'm going
right.
to that. I've never heard you say that, which everybody always gonna put you in that bracket and say, yeah, when you make it to the A, this, that, the third, da, 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 da. So did you know like I'm not going to the A, or
Um,
did something stop
that
you?
was always the goal. Like the goal was always the NBA. That was always the goal. But I felt like I had to break it down into plan. Like my plan was to go to the Carroll, then it was to go to Nova, then the NBA. Things started to change as it went down, but I didn't know all that it took to get to the NBA. I thought was just gonna make it there because I was killing.
Mm.
Um, so like I had this thing about myself where I don't want to hear negative things sometimes, but I just don't. So a lot of times I'll say I want to go to the NBA. But you too small. Only 400 get in. Or, like, nah, just tell me like what I gotta do to get there. You know what I'm saying? This is what I gotta do to get there. But like Ross said, if the NBA, which they were doing at the time, but if I wouldn't have gotten into that trouble, right, and my recruitment to NBA got deeper and deeper, if they sent someone to talk to my janitor, what would they say? If they sent someone in plain clothes to talk to my teacher, what would they say? Oh, okay, well, class was at 9:50. He showed up at 10 o'clock. Class it was ended at 10:50. He left at 10:30. Yeah, he had to be in my class, but he was never here. Man, sometimes he came to the class and slept. Practice at 3. He don't come till 2:15. Like these are the things now. But he's always in the club, always out, always drinking, always this. Like he plays well for you, but I don't think I deserve to go. Honestly, bro, I don't think I deserve to go. Now that I know all that, like if you want to get my millions of dollars, I don't think I was worth that investment. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't blame nobody else for that but me. Even the lie, I'm pissed at the girl, but like I went out that night on a torn ACL. Why was I out if my knee was torn? I should have been in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 a.m. it happened. I should have been in the crib. So there are a lot of things that I have to try to take responsibility for myself. Otherwise, I was going through life bitter, bro. Like I wasn't talking to Coach Mack because you lied to me. Like you told me if I come here, you're gonna treat me like your son. If your son got into something, you would not answer his phone calls. Oh, but the school said I can't talk to you. But you wouldn't do that if that was your son. You know what I'm saying? I felt some kind of way. But then I had to think, he got a family. He makes millions of dollars a year. He has a family he supports. Can I be upset that he wasn't willing to lose $1 million a year for me? I ain't willing to use that for nobody if I got a family that I support.
I understand.
So, now I'm on a good stage with them where like they send me gear overseas. You know what I'm saying? Like Coach Mack, like we talk about a lot of stuff. When he got in trouble for his little racist comments, I didn't turn my back on him. Like I talked to him about it. Like he called me and he said, and I thought it was ironic because he said, I need your help to get through this. And I said, well, when I needed you, you weren't there for me.
Ain't it crazy how the world works?
Yeah, but like, so now the tables is turned. Now you need me. So now how are we going to go through this? And I was able to give him some advice. I told him, like, keep doing what you're doing. Don't do nothing different. If you really support the black kids, and keep giving them opportunity. Don't go to the hood and try to plan photo ops or do no fake stuff. Just keep doing what you've been doing if you're real. But I was able to talk to him, give him some advice, and I see him when I go out there. Like it was. So this is me now growing up. I got married a year after. Like I came home, I got married a year after. Like I just kind of settled into this life where I have real purpose. I have real meaning. If the world ended today, I have my responsibilities. I have my family. I have the ones who are there for me. But it's something where I'm always in the city now. Where I always give more love to Philly than I ever did, because no one knows what they did. No one knows the type of motivation that gave me, the type of security it gave me.
And it was outside of the people.
My wife, she wasn't like, my wife isn't from Philly, huh?
I said, even besides the money, I'm quite sure a lot of people reached out. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? This messages that you probably couldn't even read because so many people was writing you.
Yeah, I got a bunch. I had a bunch, and I read them all.
Okay.
I'm in there for 5 days, and I get home. I got my phone now. I'm just reading everything. I'm reading everything, the bad comments, the good ones, and I don't even blame people for having like that initial like, damn, he did something like that. I don't blame people for that. You know what I mean? Like, because that's just human. Like, you human. Your first thing is, damn, he did that. Then you think and you hear details come out. You're like, nah, no way.
You know what's crazy? Now that, and I'm gonna say this, that situation for you is in the back of a lot of people's minds because I actually forgot about it. If I would have never had to go on Google just to get some more information, that would have never came in my mind if you wouldn't have said anything or Bug wouldn't have said anything. But
That's
when
what
you
I'm
got
talking
other
about.
basketball players in our city or other places that if you mention their name, that's the first thing they think of.
It comes up 100%. And that's something I really take pride in, because maybe it was, I think it was heavy the Lord that saved me, but I think my reputation was what saved me.
I ain't gonna lie, that was number God.
My relationships with everybody is what saved me.
Yeah,
because you're not putting that money out for nobody that you don't believe in. You're not putting that effort into somebody that you don't believe in. And then even afterwards, like, it means so, like, listen, it means so much to me that I can work out kids, that I'm allowed to be in camps, because to have someone like who go through what I went through, and you still allow them to be around your kid. A lot of people from Omaha still send me pictures of, oh, look, he still got your picture up in his room. Like, because I was going to their house once a week, they knew me more than just seeing me on the court. So now I don't have to go, like when I got with my wife, I was, hey, or any girl after that, hey, you know, I went through a situation where this came up. I'm having to explain that when you're trying to introduce yourself to someone in case it comes up. You know, that's not a comfortable thing. And my teams now, when I go overseas, they Google me. That's sometimes a question I have to answer. Hey,
Yeah.
you know, we have.
They don't give you a preference in your lifetime bio. It doesn't say lifetime situation. That's the only situation they have. They don't have, oh, he got 6 kids, he's married. Da 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 da. It just say that.
It
I'm
just say
like,
that, or they Google me, and
No,
they
but
Google me, and they scroll down enough, they gonna see it. They go on YouTube. I got highlights, but if you swipe enough, then
they
now
gonna say it.
you see it.
Yeah.
And I had to turn down a few deals because they was like, hey, you know, oh, you know, we have a girl in our office, and she's just, you know, she wants to know about the situation. Okay, I'm not coming there then. I'm not explaining myself. I didn't do it. I don't have to. It's 6 years ago. I have, 7 years ago now. You know, my daughter. My daughter was born on the day that the case got dropped. So you know how like on Facebook all your memories come up. I don't have to think about that time because
happy
it's a
birthday.
positive memory for her being born.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's a little tough because I turned myself in February 20 something. I got out March 4th. The warrant came out. So this whole month of February and March, it be a little tough mentally
Mm-hmm.
when you get memories and you get flashbacks.
Yeah.
And you know what
But
you should
not really though, because if you ain't
start
do
doing
nothing,
though?
you ain't hiding from it. Then what I'm really
That's what I'm gonna
running from?
say. What you should start doing, you should start celebrating more. Because
Facts.
you overcame. Don't beat yourself up in the brain about it because it made you where you at now.
Yep, Frex. It's crazy you say that. It's really only been the last year and a half, 2 years that I can say I feel the way you did. Like I used to, like off my first couple deals, like I should be higher. Like I still worked out for 2 NBA teams, you know. Like I still worked out for the Rockets and the Thunder.
Mm.
But overseas, I should be higher than where I was. But I reacted negatively because of what I went through. Like
Which
it was
yeah.
on my mind so much that like if a GM told me, "Hey, we're gonna pay you on the 15th," then you don't pay me on the 15th. 17th, 18th come. I now think that you're lying to me, and a higher up lying to me is not good for my mind.
And
Now,
that's why I think
now I'm not talking. Now I'm snapping. You know.
that's why I think real is how he is about basketball now. Because they fed him so much on where he could be and how good he actually was and where he could go. They didn't let him know like you still have time to grow. You still have things
You
you have
still
to
have
work.
time to grow.
It's still other levels to reach. You're not at the peak yet. You just getting here. You still got to get here.
You still got to get there.
And
Yes.
they fucked his
Like
brain
it's
up.
not enough to just be a pro. Yeah,
They
it's
fucked
not
his
enough to
brain up
just be a
so
pro.
much. So I,
Yeah.
I,
No,
I,
100%.
I can understand that, and I like talking to y'all differently. Like when I get my one-on-ones with different players and just hearing the different aspects of the game and what it does to your brain mentally. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, it is, and the thing is that you always, you know, think about this overseas life. I'm over here 10 months in another culture. I don't know the rules, don't know the language, don't know the people. All I have is what they tell me. But
Yep.
if you make it seem like I can't trust you, now I'm not investing in the club. I'm not investing my time. So I don't come to practice early. If you yell at me, I'm not responding. Yo, I'm a grown man. Don't yell at me. So
Mm-hmm.
now the next summers, I always no one knows this. Every summer I lose offers. I have offers for like big contracts, big money, right? And they'll call the coach that was on my last team. That's why I mentioned earlier about keeping it cool with these coaches. Because I've had coaches say, hey, he's a good player, great leader, but like he's very snappy. Like he likes to talk back. If you tell him
Yeah.
something that's not the truth, he's going to respond. They're like, well, you know, we can get this from another player without all
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Mm-hmm.
I've lost situations based off how I responded, and I realized, like, I'm married, I have kids, I make money playing this game, I can go anywhere, I can fly anywhere. What am I really? What am I really harboring onto? My life is fine,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Now there is one thing, like last thing I ended, like I had to take a plea deal. which is all yeah, because
Okay.
this is where me being high status messed up because they couldn't make it stick because they said they had my DNA, right? But when I got my own scientific person, my own doctor, there was none of my DNA, right?
Mm.
They said that I caused this big cut inside of her, but when I had my own doctor, it was proven that I didn't do that, right? The chick said she was a virgin. I proved that she wasn't no virgin. You feel me? So I'm proving these things, and the DA is like, I can't. This is what he told me to my face, and this is when I know that, like, yo, the justice system is for gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
They said, look, we want to drop the case, but you're too high profile, so you got to take something. Us having this loss. Listen, I drove. They said, yo, we want to drop the case. I drove from Philly to Omaha again. Like I'm driving back to drop the case after 10 months. I get there and they say, hey, we can't drop it unless you take something because you're too high profile. It's going to look bad on the DA if we don't give you something.
What you had to take?
I took I took third degree simple assault on another person. Like not even the girl who accused me of it. Just another girl who was at the party. It was another girl at the party, and she said, well, he tried to make a move on me, and he touched my thigh. So she said she felt uncomfortable, right? Now, I had talked to people on campus, and they were saying that the cops was going to all these girls trying to figure out if I had been rough with any of them or if any of them had anything bad to say against me, and none of them did. So the girl was like, I don't want my own case, though. So the DA told me, either you take this plea, right? Because I said no. I said, I'm not pleading to something I didn't do. I'll go to trial. Trial was going to be $4,000 a day. I already was in the hole for a bean. I was already in the hole for a bean. I'm cool.
Yeah, you ain't heard that. Yeah.
$4,000 a day, but it would have been 2 trials. It would have been the trial for the main girl and the trial for this other joint. So they like it's gonna be at least 10 to 15 days of trial each case because of how big you are in this city. And my lawyer said a word to the wise. There are people that we represented that are in jail right now that we could probably get out, but they don't pay. I said, oh no, you're not about to roof me in Nebraska. Will I be on any kind of registry? No, it's simple assault. As if you like cyberbullying somebody and you curse them out and they like simple misdemeanor against a whole other person, right? We're gonna drop it against this main girl. So like my dad is mad at me to this day because I didn't go to trial for both of them. But it's my life, it was my decisions. But I was still able to become a pro. But now I have this story. I have this story now where I can really, eventually get it out. I can go talk to colleges, and tell them what I've been through, how to avoid this, how to avoid that. So right now,
people should talk about a lot, especially when kids are going into college, because a lot of kids don't understand. Yeah, it might not happen in Philly. It might not happen like that for us, but you don't know how they treat people in Oklahoma, or
exactly.
you don't know how they treat them people.
And when you're from Philly and you go to another city, they look at you like, what's Philly like? They pay attention to you. They love our slang. They love where we're from. Hey, is it really dangerous there? Hey, even here, I'm in Turkey. Hey, can you show us? I heard you have zombie land of zombies in Philadelphia. I'm like, oh, you talking about Kensington? I showed them Kensington Beach. So they're intrigued by us. So they pay a little bit more attention to us than we do to them, because we don't care about them. Philly is another. I feel like Philly is a little country in itself. Yeah, a whole other world. And you in that bubble there. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to make it out, it means a little more to me. It means a little more to my family. Like my mom was gaining weight. Like my dad was not himself. Yeah. Like my brother almost didn't go to college because during that time he didn't do no schoolwork. So his grades were just bad. He just stopped doing it. It affected my family in so many ways that I care about what it did to them more than it did for me.
Man.
So, to see that they're proud of me, to see that, I still have the support of the city. And in the last month or two, a lot of people have been giving me these type of flowers that really got me reflecting on my game and my personality. Oh, you're a living legend. Or, And I'm like, maybe I should step back and reflect on what I've done in my life. Because Rod, like we don't have time to reflect on what we're good at.
Everything want to go.
Or what we've done. We got to keep going to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you work out like we do, it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So me getting these double games, I'm like, what you expect? I'm in the lab.
Yeah.
What you expect? I'm putting the work in.
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, yo, if people are telling me that this is not normal, maybe I need to start to appreciate my career, start to appreciate, what I've done. Maybe start to come out more. And then Frex mentioned the podcast, and then you mentioned it right after I started to have these thoughts. So I'm like, maybe I didn't turn down every chance to talk, because it's not what I want to do. It's not, like to talk on this is not what I really wanted to do. I wanted to have my own. But now I feel like I want to talk. I want to have these conversations. I want to let people know the things that I've gone through. Because besides that, you may think that it's been an easy ride, like an easy road. I've had success every level, but it wasn't easy at all. And it's still not easy, like.
No, I appreciate you coming on and telling your story to us too. For real, I know that wasn't easy to talk about, especially like reliving the moments and stuff like that. It's one thing for it to be the truth, and like like if you did it, but it's one thing to really be hurt and be lied on. That's the worst thing in the world, be lied on.
Yeah, the worst
thing.
And
at the point, nobody believe you.
Nobody believe you, and they don't want to do nothing to her. Like she cool. No one know her name. No one knows.
Yeah, still don't know, but everybody know who you is. And the apology wasn't as big enough as the allegations was. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And what's crazy, and the most hurtful part.
That wasn't even a ticker how they had on ESPN in the news. That wasn't even a ticker.
Nah, it wasn't nothing.
They was a quit. It was over with.
It was a little tweet.
Yep, that's it. But that shit was blasted all over the world, though. The negative was blasted all over the world, though. But luckily, you had the love of the city, though. Luckily, that's one thing about Philly, though.
Yeah, and this is why Philly is different than these other places, because I was proved not. It's a difference between them dropping the case and then you going to the court and being not guilty. If you get not guilty in court for trial, you may just have a good lawyer. You know what I mean? When they drop the case, it means they don't even have enough to go into. Like we messed up. So, but what hurts most is I'm still banned from Creighton campus. Like they won't let me in to get my degree. Like they just won't, because they chose a side and they don't want to look bad. So now the pride of their university is not letting me move on. Yeah, so I can't. If they wanted to recruit my son, I can't go to campus. Yeah, I can't go to campus. But I go to Omaha all the time, and I get love from everywhere around the campus. That's why this summer I'm going back. During COVID, when I had no job, no nothing, I went to Omaha for 2 months. And that's how I paid my rent. Like the love and support is there for me there, but just not from university. So then I realized, like, I really got to protect myself in this life, because you could be right and they'll still do you wrong.
Yep.
You think if you're a good person that it'll always come back to you, but people have their own agendas. They have their own thing that they want to push. And, I wanted, like, my book has been done for 4 years now. But like Ross said, I can't, like I wrote it once, but every time I go to open it, it ain't me. Like I'm reading it, I'm like, nah, I can't go. Like I gotta shut it. Now I gotta give it to somebody else to edit and stuff. But when I read it, I'm just like, nah, like this ain't really happened. Like this ain't really it. You know what I'm saying? So, but now I wanted my money to come from hooping. I could have been dropped this book and been on the road doing tours, but I worked my ass off my whole life for basketball. I've had lawyers calling me like, hey, you got about 6 months before you can lose out any lawsuit. I'm like, I got to go hoop. So I've still chosen like my professional career over me trying to get justice. Because it's not about that no more. It's about now me telling my story to help out the next generation who think that they untouchable like I thought. Who thinks that they need to be with every girl like I thought. The ones who think that they need to be out drinking every night like I thought. And it's not always that. And I want to now help people and give back. And if I got to tap into something where it's uncomfortable for me to speak about, then so be it. I get to help these kids, which is what it's about.
You stopping the next rising star to prevent them from falling into the footsteps.
It's a fact. All right, transition into the next. We going end it with the last segment. I mean, we definitely gotta come back and do it again.
Bro, we gotta do it again.
But
we could have had one just on me telling the story.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's kind of what
We ain't know it was gonna be
kind
like
of.
that,
I ain't gonna lie though. That's kind of what this episode definitely gonna be about. We could tap into the other stuff later. I just want to touch on the
Listen, we
I
can
just
do
want to
that.
touch on the Rumph Classic real quick and
Yep.
give them their flowers because they helped you at the I'm ended after the Rumph Classic though, but we gonna talk about the how they came back to you after the allegations and help you get you back on your feet and where you belonged at. And gave you the stage to perform and let them know like yo, doo-wop still around. I'm good now.
The Rumph is something that I hold dear to my heart. Like
Same.
Listen, like Mike Morak, bro, and
Same.
Like Mike coming to me and telling me, listen, I want like you my point guard. Like that's the first thing he ever told me. You my point guard. And then having Reef always support me.
Love Reef.
I just go on the Reef, sitting on his steps at his house, talking to him.
Both of them, Reef Hamper and Reef Bray.
Both of them.
Yeah.
And listen, and Reef Bray. Reef Bray was one that I was cool with from John Hartnett times.
Mm-hmm.
That now, as we get older, he's now giving me real game. I get to really appreciate the ones that, because my dad kept me so close to him. So
mm-hmm.
now having these people now, I'm older, I can now spend my own time with them. Mm-hmm. But playing in the Rumph is not the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing is I'm doing it with family. And every year they ask me, why are you still playing with them? Why are you not with this other team? But it's the home squad for me. You have a home there. You have people who care about you. It ain't about the big name. It ain't about what you can do for them. They don't ask you to do nothing for them, bro. They don't ask you for nothing. Mm. But Mike done gave me shoes. He done gave me bread, shorts. He done gave me bread. He done make sure I was good. I was happy. He done asked about the family. But then playing in this tournament, I feel like this is what I feel like. The city was there for me, right? But they also loved the way I play basketball. So I was able to play in front of them and really give it back to them. You know what I'm saying? And this, yes, go ahead, baby. Here, I'll pour you a glass. Is that this opportunity is I killed two birds with one stone. I get to play in front of my city and my supporters, and I get to play for a good cause. Mm-hmm. And then to have the MVP, my first year back playing basketball, but to be up there with all them names, that's
facts. That's legendary.
To be on the same, to play in the same tournament that Harden played in, that Lou Will played in, that Tatum played in. Like you get to say I shared the court with some of these stars, and then just give me something to look forward to every summer. Like in Philly, like you need, like remember they said Akil Carr was the crime stopper. I feel like the Danny Rumph Classic is the crime stopper of Philly.
Yeah, everything stopped. Everybody there.
Everything stopped. Everybody there.
On that Thursday. Start from that Thursday to that Monday.
I have told my teams like, hey, I can't leave till after the tournament. Like it's that important. And I was hurt last year, so I didn't play in it. But everybody watches it, and like people know about it in Turkey. People know about it on these teams I go to.
Yeah, I said last summer was gonna be my last one, but I think the band need to get back together so it could be officially my last one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I am down for that.
Let me ask you before you did it though. Now that you're a pro player, you've seen a lot of pros from the A, touching floors. Who is one player since you've been a pro that you've had fun playing with? That everybody know that you played against or played with. That like everybody, like either they was from the NBA, they was from the city, just a well-known name.
Yeah, so I want to say my favorite one is a tie between Quade and Sharky.
I had a feeling you was gonna say them too. It's crazy because I feel like y'all all got whatever y'all play at, y'all got that city. Like Quade face is big as shit outside the arena.
Exactly.
Sharky, yeah.
And notice, I play Sharky I played Sharky 3 times as a pro.
Yeah, I only see him
That
like
don't happen normal.
game. Y'all played 3 times?
Yeah, that was in Turkey. So I played him twice in Poland, and I played him once in Turkey.
All three little ass guards.
And for me, it's Sharky because like Sharky one, you got to listen. When I played Sharky out here, I had 10 turnovers. Like people don't really make. That was a game that was here. Yeah, that was he. We won and he played great, but he plucked me at half. I don't be shying away from defenses like that, but he's one that I know I got to bring my A game if I'm playing against him because he'll just take the ball from me. You know what I'm saying? He'll give me fits. Quad A was my favorite because Quad A had the city in the headlock at the time. And I'm out of a lot of the conversations about who's better than who, and I feel like you can't even put me in a conversation with some people because I'm just too old. Like,
yeah, that's what
I've done a lot.
They don't understand it.
Like, look, I love like Sam. Like, I love Sam. I'm a big fan of Sam's game. But when they try to do comparisons to Sam, he hadn't even played one pro game yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't. It's like you got to really say, Sam is cold, and he might give you the business, but you got to do certain things first. You know what I'm saying? So out of our city,
niggas couldn't tie your shoes, bro.
What's your
strawberries? They couldn't tie them, bro.
Come on now, come on, Frex. You know what's up, Frex.
what's your most memorable run for game? Or you can give me your top 3.
Bro, we got a lot of down 20 comebacks from the first night.
That's the one, especially against Brunson.
So I think that JB might be my favorite because of how it happened. Like, stealing the ball in the inbound, getting the game winner. Like that game was crazy.
No, that was the chip. You heard me? That was the chip. The Brunson game, we closed that joint out on defense. I had got that stop.
Yeah, but nah.
You was calling for that ball,
Jalen. Look, I know what happened.
And I got fouled.
She ain't got the and one. Yeah. Jalen took it out and threw it.
Oh, yeah. We played defense. Yeah, facts. She definitely did. Yeah. I forgot that one on the inbound. You know what's crazy, though? If you go back and watch the replay, I almost smacked the ball out of ball hand, taking the ball out. Because he reached over the
over the line. He reached over the line. I remember that. Yeah, it was bad. I would just say that game against Brunson and then both Blue Magic games because we was down in the chip to them both years.
Yeah,
and they had been running through it.
The second one was epic. The last one was epic.
Because BA was going crazy.
The first one was like, it was good from start to finish, for real.
Sammy went crazy. That first game was when I became a fan of Sam, like a real fan. Like he took that joint. I'm like, yo, Sam like this. But I just think everything I do with the run, bro, like Sam, Shan, like
we won everything. That. We won the run with no NBA player. The Bull was on the G League.
But he didn't play.
But he didn't play. He played a little bit for us in that chip game. Hit them threes, but like, he was a shooter. Like we didn't know that at first. We kept trying to make him go down low. So he was like, nah. I seen him warm up like, yo, pass that ball on the wall on the wing. He pick and pop. But
yeah, he was nice. Yeah, he was nice.
Definitely.
He was nice. It was nice. But I want to say but this that right there. I mean, those 3 games. Hey.
Seeing me in the stands, my
Frex, I remember walking over to the scores table, Sonic, and signing the jersey for you. I'm out of here. Frex, man. Let me go give Frex some love, man.
So listen, bro, we're going to wrap this up, man. The kid's going crazy.
What time is it there?
Yeah, what time you got over there?
It's 9:11. 9:11.
This our first podcast. You overseas with it. Man, in the States.
Yeah, good. I like to make history.
No, I appreciate you, though, bro.
I like to make history.
One of the ones, history for me. Because this is my second.
I appreciate the flowers. I appreciate y'all.
No problem. This is the longest podcast ever. They're on like 2 hours and some minutes, but we appreciate you.
It's worth to listen though.
I got a lot to say, man. I do got a lot to say. Now I'm ready to put it out on the platforms, and I'm happy that you guys gave me the first platform to really speak and
We appreciate you trusting
make
in
me
your
feel
story,
comfortable.
bro.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
for
I feel
sure.
comfortable. I mean, so I wanna get on again. I wanna get on again for sure.
No, we're gonna make it happen in the summertime when you get back, bro. We gotta
Yeah,
do this
but
one
I
in
want to be
person.
in person. We
We
gotta
gotta
do
do
this
this one
one in
in
person
person,
when I
bro.
come back.
For sure.
So
I
we can
appreciate you
definitely do
though.
that. And I'm subscribing. I'm gonna be a subscriber or whatever you got. If it's on YouTube, Spotify. I seen Frex put on Facebook.
We
I've
on
been
everything.
chilling and quiet, but now, yeah, I seen Frex Plus that talking her talk.
Listen, y'all been
I'm
waiting for
outside
me.
now.
It's up.
Sure.
It's up. It's up.
So I mean, this is just about y'all though. I mean, like before this, like many conversations about like people don't even know this, but like I got a wife and I got 4 kids with me right now. Rod was like, y'all all can come live in my crib.
They don't know that.
Like, yeah, they don't know that. Like, you know
They
what
don't
I'm
know
saying? Me and Frex chop it up every day about real life stuff. So it's not just what y'all see on the camera. This is y'all off the camera too. So I want them to
that.
know that, and I appreciate
Appreciate you,
y'all.
bro.
I mean, just keeping it 100 the whole time. So
Appreciate
anything
you,
y'all
bro.
need from me, man, I'm gonna make sure I got some gear for y'all when I come home too.
You already.
Thank you, guys.
Have a we're gonna tap in, we're gonna say on the pod, they'll have a good rest of the season, finish out strong, bro.
Yeah, you already know, bro. I appreciate y'all.
Even though I'm watching every game, sending my critiques. That's what I do.
Please, I need that.
I got
need
you.
that.
I appreciate you, Mo, man.
All right, man. I love both
My
of y'all.
man, Red Close Podcast, do a conversation in the comfortable setting, bro. Love you, bro. All right, Frex.
Hey, bro.